For those of you who don't know 17 or who question 17, let me show you exactly what full control looks like.
And as of today, TikTok is back.
At what time did Trump take the stage during today's rally? Exactly at 5:17, which is 17:17 military time. And at what time did Trump end his speech? Exactly at 6:17 p.m. And just how long was TikTok down for? Exactly 17 hours. How many U.S. employees does TikTok have? Exactly 17,000. And how many U.S. users does TikTok have?
170 million Americans who use our platform every day.
Exactly 170 million. How many more coincidences before it becomes mathematically impossible? And like TikTok CEO, enjoy the show.
Do me a favor. See that link? Click it. Watch it. Listen to what DJT said. Then come back here and verify for me that I heard what I thought I heard. Remember when AG Ken Paxton said this exact same thing? Let me read to you an excerpt. Not going to read the whole thing. A little bit of what he said, in coding, by the way. He, Muscatina, was very effective. He knows those computers better than anybody. Those point counting computers. And we ended up winning Pennsylvania in a landslide. It was pretty good. Thank you, Muscatina. You're not crazy.
I'm not MAGA, please don't scroll. I have a moral compass and a soul. What the fuck did he just say?
People, Wasserman, they all came in on the Olympics, and then I saw Johnny, and we got the World Cup too. And you know, it's only because they rigged the election that I'll be your president representing you there. You know, I got both of them. I got the Olympics and I got the World Cup. And I said, you know, it's too bad. One was in 2026 and the other was in 2028. And I said, I won't be there. I won't be your president. But then they rigged the election and now we won. So I'm going to be your president for the Olympics.
Trump always says out loud what he is doing himself, even when he's accusing other people.
Whoa! Good God, y'all! What is it good for?
Sometimes it's needed.
Hey friends. So we are on the eve of the big day tomorrow. And I am feeling some mixed feelings. I gotta be honest with you. I know in my gut that something went wrong during the competition. All signs have pointed to that. Anyone with any sort of common sense can look at it and see. Now, will our institutions hold? Will our DOJ act? Will we have a constitution after tomorrow at 12 p.m.? Those are the things that I don't know. I listened to Biden's 2 speeches that he gave today. He posted a clip on his IG that I'm going to play for you, and then I'm also going to play for you something that I screen recorded from his second event of the day. It is very hard for me to believe, given the words that he is saying. He's asking us to not lose hope. He's asking us to see the light. He's telling us that the righteous will not be forsaken. He is telling us that he will not hand over power to someone who abuses it. He says those words. And yet there is a possible reality that he is a hypocrite tomorrow. And that breaks my heart. And it doesn't feel energetically right to me. This is a man who holds the Constitution to a high standard that he has taken an oath to for 50 years. It is very hard for me to believe that he's going to hand over the keys to the castle to a tyrant, to a cheater, to a liar, to someone who admitted today himself that Starboy is just so good with those voting machines. I know you've seen that. I'm not going to play that for you because my job here is to give you a daily dose of hope. So I'm going to play you what Biden said today. And I want you to hold on to his words, and I want you to manifest and believe that he will live by them, and that our government will live by them, and that the Constitution matters tomorrow. So let's see the first clip.
We must hold on to hope. We must stay engaged. We must always keep the faith in a better day to come. I'm not going anywhere. The people of South Carolina, thank you for keeping the faith. It's been the honor of my life to serve as your president. The highest honor for Jill and our family. And as I close out this journey with you, I'm just as passionate about our work as I was as a 29-year-old kid. I'm in no ways tired. I've always heard before, we've come too far from where we started. Nobody told me the road would be easy. I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. I don't think the good Lord brought us this far to leave us behind. As we celebrate Dr. King's legacy and generations before and since, women and men enslaved and free, we have to remember one of his favorite hymns. Precious Lord, take my hand through the storm, through the night, and lead me into the light. Oh, God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. I owe you big. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
I believe that he did not bring us this far to leave us. They are not going to abandon us. I have to believe that until the wheels come off, until the final moment. I must believe. I'm going to play you the next clip of what he said in the second speech he gave today.
South Carolina, I can go on, but the point is, we're proving that by remembering our history, we can make history. We know the battle for the soul of America continues. In this moment of strength of our institutions and democracy, the presidency, the Congress, the courts, a free and independent press, and yes, our institutions and our communities like this museum, they matter more than ever. To tell the truth of our nation, to stand up to what my dad said the worst of all sins was the abuse of power, and ensure everyone gets a fair shot. That's what it's all about. To understand the journey of our democracy is difficult and ongoing, and the distance is short between peril and possibility. But we got to keep going. We owe it to all those who came before us here on these waters, and all those who are going to come after. Folks, there's so much we can do. But we've got to stay involved. We've got to stay engaged. Let me close with where I started. My gratitude for all you've done for me. But most of all, for all you've done for our nation. Scripture says, I've been young and now I'm old, yet I've never seen the righteous forsaken. After all these years working alongside you, I have not seen the righteous forsaken. I love you all. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. My family owes you. We owe you. The nation owes you. May God keep the faith, and may God bless the souls of sacred place. God bless America.
If the truth of our nation really matters to him, something will happen tomorrow. And if it doesn't, we will regroup and we will figure out what we're going to do next. I don't want you to lose hope. I want you to listen to what he said because he chose those words very specifically. I still think we could be in for a dramatic season finale tomorrow. As you know, I'm a writer-producer, and if I was writing the story of this, why not have it be in the 11th hour? I mean, that is the most dramatic version of the story. They have made it so that it is a private ceremony tomorrow. They have done that for a reason. They have made sure that anyone who could possibly create a bad situation is in an arena where they can shut down cell service, where they have to have metal detectors to go in. There's a reason for that. And it's not the cold. So I am still hopeful. There have been many signs pointing to things not being normal tomorrow. And so I'm going to live in the vibration that the result that we want is going to come to pass. And that's where I want you to be tonight as you go to bed. I want you to know that I love you and I'm with you and I have your backs. So I am sending you love. I am sending you solidarity. And I will see you in the next one.
I'm not MAGA, please don't scroll. I have a moral compass and a soul. What the fuck did he just say?
People, Wasserman, they all came in on the Olympics, and then I saw Johnny, and we got the World Cup too. And you know, it's only because they rigged the election that I'll be your president representing you there. You know, I got both of them. I got the Olympics and I got the World Cup. And I said, you know, it's too bad. One was in 2026 and the other was in 2028. And I said, I won't be there. I won't be your president. But then they rigged the election and now we won. So I'm going to be your president for the Olympics.
This, in my opinion, as I've been saying for 2 months, is the materialization, the escalation of the final requirement that is his cooperation with the United States government to make a public and explicit admission of guilt and to name his primary co-conspirator in rigging the election. That is what we just saw, in my opinion. Peace out.
This man gets on the stage and says, thank you, Mr. Muskrat, for knowing so much about these little voting computers. Thanks to you, we were able to win in a landslide. Guys, he's literally admitting it. And this isn't the first time something like this has been said by him. And things are just not stacking up. I'm currently watching Spirituality with Sam. The 4 a.m. Club people know who I'm talking about. And I'm just trying to sit in my peace and not have a nervous breakdown, because everything's going to be okay. We are going to make it through, and we are going to get the future that we want. And I'm just going to say it. They know that America is on the line. And they would be willingly throwing it away if nothing was done. All right, guys. Just a little bit more time. We got this.
Where he spent like a month and a half campaigning for me in Pennsylvania. And he's a popular guy, and he was very effective. And he knows those computers better than anybody, all those computers, those vote-counting computers. And we ended up winning Pennsylvania like in a landslide, so it was pretty good. It was pretty good. So thank you to Elon and his others. You know, the World Cup, Johnny is the head of it. We had our top people, Wasserman. They all came in on the Olympics, and then I saw Johnny. And we got the World Cup, too. And, you know, it's only because they rigged the election that I'll be your president representing you there. You know, I got both of them. I got the Olympics and I got the World Cup. And I said, you know, it's too bad. One was in 2026 and the other was in 2028. And I said, I won't be there. I won't be your president. But then they rigged the election and now we won. So I'm going to be your president for the Olympics and for the World Cup. So, Johnny, thank you.
Somebody is no longer with us. It would appear I was wrong. It would appear I was wrong. I just saw and heard a rally of the pres-elect. So thanks to those who guided me there. I'm not going to get into conspiracy theories. I'm not getting into any of that. I just want to share with you that I love you. I am with you. I also, on a perhaps related, perhaps unrelated note, feel compelled to tell you your intuition is so valuable. We have not valued our intuition as much as we need to. We need to honor it. We need to develop a relationship with it. And we need to make that the strong voice. Yes, we need to see with our eyes, hear with our ears, and sometimes smell with our nose. But our intuition is just as important as all of that. So again, it doesn't matter what I say, what anybody else says. I know what my intuition is telling me. Do you know what yours is telling you? Once you clear the fear, when the fear is gone and all the noise is gone, what is left? What do you hear?
Okay, I'm back for a pendulum check. I don't know how to do the comments here, but I'm going to tag her. One of my followers asked if any members of Congress were going to be arrested, but first I want to check in around what's going on tomorrow, because I'm hearing the Megatrons were taken down. I'm hearing, we know the parade was canceled. We know everything's going to be inside. And then I heard something about a honeypot, which is when you get people all together in a room so that you can do a mass takedown. So let's see what my pendulum has to say about this. So I've already calibrated it, but I'm just going to ask, are you with me, spirit guides? Can you please show me a yes? Can you please show me a no? Okay, so we've established a yes and a no. You can see my hand is not moving, right? Is the orange one going to be arrested tomorrow at the big party? That's a yes, a pretty strong yes, thank you. And that's what I was getting the other day. Is that why the party was moved inside? Mm-hmm. Are other collaborators going to be arrested tomorrow as well? Does that include Couch Boy? Does that include Muskrat? Yes, yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Are any members of Congress going to be arrested? Yes. Is that happening at the party tomorrow? Yes. Okay. Is there going to be a state of emergency declared? Yes. Does this mean that people will have to stay home from work? I'm getting a yes. Is Marshall... Oh, this is for entertainment purposes only. I always forget to say that. Is Marshall's lawn happening tomorrow? No. No, thank you. Okay. Is the Lotus Queen going to be our leader? Yes, thank you. Is there going to be another contest? Getting a no for another contest. Is the Lotus Queen, thank you, is the Lotus Queen going to be in the house that is white in January? I didn't ask that right because she's already in there. Let me re-ask that question. Is Lotus going to be POTUS in January? Yes. So just confirming, will there be another contest? So I'm getting a no on another contest and that she will be in office in January. Will there be any violent riots in the next few days? Yes. Do we need to be worried or scared? No. Do we need to get any supplies ready? No. Will we be able to go to work during the state of emergency? So I'm still getting a no about going to work, but also a no about getting supplies. So that to me sounds like we can go out and get what we need. Will this state of emergency last for more than 3 days? Will it last for more than 2 days? Will the state of emergency only last for 1 day? Okay, so I'm getting that the state of emergency is only going to last for 1 day. All right, thank you. If you have any other questions, let me know. We got this. There's nothing to fear. There's nothing to worry about. Everything is in motion. They know what they're doing. This is very carefully planned, and it will be very carefully maneuvered. While yes, it is extremely dangerous, they know what they're doing. We just need to stay calm, stay grounded, and watch it play out. Get out the popcorn. Just have fun with watching how it's going to play out. I guarantee it's going to be interesting at the very least. All right, sending you all so much love.
So in case you don't know, because we were knocked off air for like 10, 12 hours, you know there's been a lot of changes in Trump's inauguration tomorrow. They've removed Jumbotron, supposedly. You know, he's having it in a rotunda. There's no, traditional inauguration where people are going to be outside. They're going to be in an arena watching it on a Jumbotron. Like, you could stay at home and did that shit for free. So I got bored and I went to ChatGPT. And a lot of the 4 a.m. club, the Blue Delulu club, people believe that, like, we're in the 11th hour, we're going to be saved. So I went to ChatGPT and was like, I need you to act as a psychic and tell me what you think is going to happen at tomorrow's inauguration. And here's what it said. Oh, by the way, pause to read.
I don't care how creepy this looks, but my God, you guys. I feel like some of you guys are thinking that we should be freaking the fuck out. But I don't know. I feel pretty damn good. I mean, good can't even describe it. It feels like new energy is coming. That's what it feels like. Oh my gosh, you guys. God, I can't. I mean, this feeling, this energy is overwhelming. And not bad at all. I feel light. My heart is palpitating in a way that's wants to explode from the feeling of this word came up. I don't like to say it. Ecstasy. Because that sounds orgasmic, but maybe it is. Yeah. Cow, you guys. I'm having some revelations. That's why I'm acting like this. So don't worry about me. I'm doing great. Holy cow. And then I looked at my face because this is what TikTok does to you. It makes you look at yourself. I'm looking at myself in the mirror, and there's so many things that I realized about myself. That my teeth clench when I'm talking. Who knew? Because I didn't like to look at myself talking in the camera, right? And then I also noticed my weird neck tendons. And you know what? At one point, somebody said I look like an alien. And what the hell? That's creeped me out for a while now, but I've accepted it, obviously, because, you know, I can't change it. So, that, and also, what else did I notice? Well, obviously the shiny forehead, but, yeah, talking to myself, and therefore talking to you guys. Whew, this energy is intense. I can feel it. It's so intense. Like, I have so much pressure, but it wants to burst. It's ready to burst, and I feel like it's gonna burst. All of you. So take some deep breaths. This is seriously, take some deep breaths. And I'm saying seriously a lot because I really mean it. That's why. All right, well, take care and be mindful of your energy. All right, take care. See ya.
So I heard that the live function is actually missing from TikTok, but I think, call me crazy, I think it's partially because they don't want people to be able to go live with the upcoming presidency. I think that they don't want people to be able to broadcast.
Am I the only one who's like really weirded out by all of this? Like this is weird, and weird for a time where literally we are just in a constant rotation of weird these days. It's weird for that. Like I feel things, and I don't know, is it just me? I feel like it can't be just me.
So he really just said that on stage. He said they rigged the election on stage, on TV. Him and Elon. Yeah, you know, I think that things are all like going as planned, and that, you know, like this, it needs to play out at this pace, you know, in this way. But it's, you know, like that's a smoking gun for the people who still were like, oh no, like a free and fair election, he won it. Look at what he is telling you. Like, I don't know how more clear it needs to be. The Intelligence Committee is also still meeting at midnight tonight, like in a few hours tonight, which I don't know if it's like normal for an intelligence meeting to happen, like, you know, at midnight the night before an inauguration, but like that's weird to me. Like, midnight, really? Like y'all couldn't do it like the day before, or like the morning up or something, like. But honestly, that feels like nitpicking at this point. You know, he's not going to be inaugurated tomorrow. I feel like it's going to be a crazy day tomorrow. I'm going to a just general fuck the oligarchy protest tomorrow in Washington Square Park for my New Yorkers. But yeah, tomorrow's gonna be a hectic day, so remember to just breathe, sit back, and enjoy. And if you're out there getting involved, stay safe.
We have to talk about the energies last night. Holy crap. Also, this is a kind of Gia just said that, but this is about the energies as they came in and how I felt and interpreted them. And then this dream I had that was mind-blowing. So my last video from yesterday, it's the third where I'm wearing the sweater and I'm the black sweatshirt and I'm in the car. I gave the full woo, the esoteric picture of how this election experience has been contributing to ascension, like what role it plays in ascension. For those of us who we're catching the next wave. I'm not going to repeat too much information, so if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch that. It's incredibly relevant to what I'm about to say. So last night, I was definitely processing a lot of grief as TikTok shut down. I was definitely triggered from previous experiences of grief, of loss. So I was working through a lot of that. So the energy just felt weird. And then my psychic bestie messaged me and she was like, whoa, did you feel that? It's like a void. And I was like, I mean, I thought it was just me processing grief, but what else is there? And so we were tapping into the energy and it had this very distinct, it's sort of like when the ocean pulls back before a tsunami. An energetic void is a great way to describe it. It was like being in zero gravity, this void space. It was both unsettling and calming at the same time. Just this silence, this energetic silence. And I said to her, I keep feeling over and over like this is about the split. This has got to be about the split. We're feeling the preparations for the split. And she tapped in and her confirmation got the same thing too. And that whole conversation, I kept hearing Judgment Day, Judgment Day. And so I said that and I'm like, I don't mean that in like a scary biblical way, like the Bible, but that concept of Judgment Day as a neutral concept, as in the day has come when the deeds will be weighed and you will be judged by your deeds. And I don't mean judge necessarily in a harsh way, but when we're considering about a certain orange felon, I like it. But for the rest of us, it's what I said in that last video. It's about the sorting hat. Where are you energetically? What are you ready for? Are you ready to catch this next wave? So then as I was lying in bed going to sleep last night, I felt the energy waves kick in. And it was a very mixed energy. I could feel lots of different kinds of energies. And there were some that were almost identical to the election night energies and some that were almost identical to those energy waves when I've talked about anchoring and my dream about the tsunami and people talking about the solar flash. Those energies were mixed in as well. But there was also this new energy. I had never felt it before. It was very much like how I described it, because I got back on with my friend and I was like, dude, do you feel it? This was like 1 a.m. Mountain Center time, which, side note, it doesn't matter what time. Timey-wimey. Remember, like, time is not linear in spirit. Some people feel it at different times. Some people don't feel it at all. Doesn't mean you missed it if you didn't feel it. It just means the more energy sensitive among us will feel it, okay? So I was feeling, it was again that void, the pulling back of the tsunami, but it was like, gosh, it sounds weird. It was like swirly. I kept getting this feeling of like, have you ever seen the machine do the taffy pull? And it's like the two tongs are doing this and the taffy's doing like figure eights. It felt like that. And it was both intense, but also like soft. It was weird. I've never felt anything like that. And I just kept feeling pulled, stretched, just expanded. It was very different. But I also just had that claircognizant knowing of like, we're feeling the energies of the split. Now listen, I don't know when. I don't know when. I don't know if it's final. I don't know when it will be final. I don't know how long. So I don't know. But what I was feeling was related to that. So then the dream I had. Now it was just this snippet of the dream. Now I'm a prolific dreamer and spirit will send me messages through dreams. And these types of dreams have a different quality so I can recognize when there's a spiritual message in it. And in this dream, I was out in the high desert, which I live near some high desert areas. So this is like my turf, my territory. And I saw running through the brush, initially I didn't know if it was a fox or coyote, but I heard the word jackal. I heard jackal. And it was brown, but on the back, it was like black and gray, kind of spotted or striped. Now, whenever I get a conspicuous animal crossing my path, whether in dreams or in life, my go-to, I Google spiritual meaning of the animal. Burping. Sometimes that's a sign of energetic clearing. Hiccuping, burping. So I looked up spiritual meaning of jackal. Get this. My head was spinning today reading all of those. It's like every single interpretation of that experience is applicable. That weighing of the scales, if you know about Mott and the feather and knowing you have to, your heart has to pass. And your heart has to be balanced with the weight of a feather. And really what that means, are you light of heart? That is what healing is to the core. Have you healed? Are you full of love? Are you full of hate? Are you full of rage and injustice? Your heart will be measured. That's the sorting hat, the split that I was talking about in that video yesterday. It's never one and done. It's never, oh no, it's too late. This is that life process of healing and growing and expanding. And then when it is your turn, you are given the chance to evolve. If you pass, you pass. And that was that feeling going into last night, is that it's time. Like all the work we've been putting in, it's finally time. So that was the overt interpretation when I first, upon awakening and looking that up. But then we look at death, and we know what we've been talking about. Y'all heard the rumblings of whether a certain orange character might not still be a part of this realm, which is an interesting idea. We talked about it in the live with Sam and ethical spirituality last night. Unclear as to whether those premonitions are a literal death or if it's a metaphorical and energetic. I said in the live, you remember those videos I did a month or two ago? I did like 5 videos where I was cackling about him, could not stop laughing. And I kept saying, like, this man does not feel real. He doesn't feel real. He has no power. Like, I cannot feel any energy in him. So then we have the scales of justice. And how many people have been pulling the Justice Tarot cards? And of course, the literal meaning. We want to see him brought to justice and all the people who are complicit with him. I am telling you, this dream packed a punch. Just that symbol alone. Woo! And side note, that is why Spirit also uses symbolism, because seeing one symbol can download dozens of meanings. It's incredible. Okay, now I'm going to take a sec to preempt any questions you have. If you are concerned about not making it, don't be concerned, okay? Get rid of any ideas that you have had, whether culturally and especially religious, about being pure, about being perfect, about being impeccable. This is not that, okay? Really what ascension comes down to is, do you desire to evolve? Do you want more? Do you want to be more connected? Do you want to have love be the driving factor on this earth? Where is your intention? Wherever your intention is. And as long as your actions and your ideas, as long as you're trying to be aligned with that intention, that's all you need. That is all you need. I've been harping on healing because it makes it easier to move forward. I don't want anybody panicking and saying, what if I don't make it? What if I haven't healed enough? I don't want anyone to be spiraling at all with this. This message should be one of upliftment, okay? Because I'm going to tell you right now, if you are still here, seeing my videos, interacting with my videos, and having hope, even if you're scared, you can be scared and have hope at the same time. I'm telling you, you've made the cut. Your intention is, I want something better. You're doing the work. You're showing up. You're listening to these videos. You have made the cut, period. And if you don't believe me, you don't have to believe me. That's how this stuff works. I say things that I'm getting, and you decide if you want to align with that truth or if you don't align with that truth. If you have questions, if you have doubt, it's time to tune within. Get in tune with yourself, with your subconscious, with your higher power. Do you want to make the cut? Do you want to see a world where everyone is safe, everyone is held, everyone is loved, everyone has a chance to thrive? If that is what you want, that's what you need to make the cut. We're going. Gosh, and now reflecting, I really shouldn't have said made the cut so much, because maybe I'm just like reinforcing the fear. Please understand the intention I'm trying to say. I'm going to have to leave it at that before I dig myself in deeper. But guys, this was a powerful dream and powerful energies last night. Things are happening.
Okay, so the 4 a.m. Club is a group of individuals, like millions, as far as I know, that woke up between the hours of 2 and 4 a.m. on November 6th. We all woke up and we basically knew that something was wrong, something's not right here. And, but we also had a sense of like knowing everything is going to be okay. And what is said basically is that the individuals that woke up during this time, they had their intuition spiked, myself included. So basically before that night, I've always been claircognizant, and known some things about my own future and the future in general. But now it's a lot. Now it's a lot. Before the 4 a.m. club, I was not clairsentient, which means feelings. Now I am, and those are scary. I don't like all of them. Some of them are wonderful and joyful, but I've had like 2 scary ones. But anyways, so 4 a.m. is just basically the people who woke up. And we've been waking up every single day since November 6th between the hours of 2 and 4 a.m. And it's not because we got to go to the bathroom. We literally just spring up and we're awake. And we might be wide awake, but then, you know, some of us can fall asleep again. I personally can fall asleep again. I've stopped looking at the time because I'm like, fuck this shit. I already know. I'm used to it. It's been close to 90 days. I'm hoping after Tuesday or after Monday night, I can start to sleep normal again. We'll see. That's going to be an interesting topic for the 4 a.m. club. Are we going to go back to sleeping normal after this? So I'll keep you posted if I do sleep better, because I know I don't look fully awake sometimes. I am tired. I've been tired. So, but yeah, it's basically people who woke up during those hours of the night. And also Gia Prism coined it. She is the psychic. And yeah, it's her phrase, and we all just kind of adapted to it. And there's a hashtag, there's a community group for it. There's a Discord server for the 4 a.m. club. So yeah, if you woke up, you're in it too. And it also basically made everyone, my understanding is, more witchy, wizardy, warlocky as well, because it just, it kind of became a woo-woo thing, I guess you could say. Or maybe it's slight intuition for some people, but for myself, my intuition before was probably like a level 3, and now my intuition is probably above a 7 or an 8, or I don't really know. I haven't really thought about it. And I just use the pendulum if I want to know anything. But I still see things, and all of a sudden I have like this voice that like comes screaming that I didn't have before. And then the clairsentient. So if you have any clairsenses that have been heightened as a result of waking up on November 6th between 2 and 4 a.m., then you're in it as well. Or maybe you just keep waking up, but you haven't really like practiced anything, or talking to your spirit guides, or tarot, or pendulum, dowsing rods, whatever, however you get your messages and downloads. But yeah, it is just people who are suddenly more intuitive. I hope that explains it. But if you're curious, just put it in the search of this app and you'll find tons of people who refer to themselves as the 4 a.m. club or the 4 a.m.ers. So yeah, that's the quick explanation for that. But thank you for asking. All right, it is 7:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, January 19th, 2025. This video is for entertainment purposes only. We're going to do a fresh pendulum check for tomorrow and the timeline, okay? I'm already working with Leandro. It's already calibrated, so let's just ask away and make sure everything is still good, okay? All right, Leandro. Okay, he's ready. Will the orange one put his hand on a Bible tomorrow? No. Will we find out before 12 p.m., January 20th. Yes. Is it written in the stars that we find out the truth on January 20th by 12 p.m.? Yes. Will Lotus be POTUS in January? No. Will Lotus be POTUS in March? Yes. Will there be a new contest? Yes. Will we get any news tonight regarding the EI? No. Does Dark Brandon declare a state of emerge? Yes. Does this only last for one day? Yes. The reason I asked for 1 day is because I saw another pendulum and she asked 3, 2, and I'm getting 1 day only. So yeah, we're still getting no him, yes her. I'm still getting yes to a contest. I know some people are getting no to the contest. It makes sense though to have a new contest because people are going to want to VOTE, and other countries are doing another one, and the whole thing was tampered with. Like, how can you retroactively go back and fix it? Because it's not just her. It's the little stuff, too, that got messed with. Let's see if people are getting bracelets. Are more people from the Orange Party getting bracelets tomorrow? No. Is it because everyone will be in bracelets by the end of today? Okay. All right. Do they already have the orange one in bracelets? Yes. Do they have the muskrat in bracelets? Yes. And then the other day I got this, so let me see if this question is still coming up. Is Rasputin in bracelets? Yes. So, there you have it. Nothing's changed. He's not getting a nog. And they're telling us before noon, so they're going to tell us in the morning if it doesn't come out tonight, because I'm getting no, not tonight. And it's kind of late for it to happen tonight, because I'm on the West Coast and it's almost 8 o'clock here. So it makes more sense to do it now tomorrow. And plus everyone's going to be tuning in tomorrow. So, yeah. Anyways, hope this makes you guys feel better. Nothing has changed. It's still no for him. Still yes for her. And yeah. Oh yeah. Civil unrest. Will there be civil unrest after tomorrow? Yes. Does the civil unrest stop by February 1st? Yes. That's good. So that's roughly 11 days. Probably a little sooner than that. Just depends. And then, will the orange one leave Earth this month? Yes. Will the orange one physically leave Earth this month? Since there was confusion on symbolic. Yes. Okay, so he's already symbolically gone, physically this month, and he's still not going to put his hand on a Bible. Okay, so hang in there. It's still coming. It's still coming out. I'm going to make some dinner, get caught up on some comments. I appreciate all of you for following me and sticking around. And those also who stick up for me in comments. I appreciate you guys. But yeah, please be safe. And if you have the day off tomorrow because it is MLK Day, stay home. Don't be safer. If not, go to work. You should still be safe at work. And maybe avoid anywhere where people gather to be on the safe side for the next few days or so. But yeah, hang in there. It's all coming, guys. It's all coming.
Hi, Blue. If you're not already cozy in bed with a glass of Prosecco, or if you're better than me, I hope you are, champagne, you should be, because shit's about to get weird.
We had 119 extremely lucky individuals who, by chance, were all wanted on criminal warrants. In a massive sting, they won a trip to the D.C. jail.
Sting operations are a safe way to arrest fugitives. They usually will not come with weapons. Their minds are diverted. They're in a festive mood. I said, guys, we need to do something creative.
Howard assigned me and said, make it happen. I got with Herb and Toby, and we started to iron out the logistics.
We were trying to come up with the name of who we were.
Flagship International Sports Television, I think it should be understood that is an acronym for FIST.
The term FIST, Fugitive Investigative Strike Team, was the name coined for operations that the United States Marshal Service ran around the country in efforts to arrest wanted fugitives.
We sent out invitations to a little under 3,000 fugitives to a brunch at the Washington Convention Center the morning of the game, which I believe was at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. They were told to show up for 2 tickets to the Redskins game. We had a little fun with it. The president of Flagship International Sports Television was I am Detnaw, D-E-T-N-A-W, which is wanted spelled backwards.
Flagship International Sports Channel. Hold on.
We had our business manager. His name was Marcus Cran, C-R-A-N, which is narc spelled backwards.
Good afternoon, Mr. Cran. I received a letter from you for brunch on December 15th. Did it say that you had won 2 complimentary tickets to the Redskins and Cincinnati Bengals game? Congratulations.
He'd call in, he'd say, hey, I know this is the police, you'd okey-doke me and everything, and it was up to that cold operator to sink the hook. Say, hey, listen, if you don't take this and you don't bring ID, we give it to the next person. And that really, wait a minute, you're not going to give my Redskin tickets away. I'll be there.
We're going to load you up on a bus and take you on down to the stadium. And
even though all signs point otherwise, I'm still on Team Blue Lulu. Like, I haven't said it multiple times, but something about what's been happening around us is very different. Like, there is a calm that I am not expecting, especially being that normally around this time, like, there would be literally a feeling of dread. And days are passing and I'm just like, hey, I feel like it's all gonna be okay. I'm on Team Blue, and especially the Easter eggs that have been coming from Kamala Harris. Like she said, I'm not one to go quietly into the night. That was a beautiful statement. Blue Lulu until it's true Lulu.
He just said that his boyfriend spent many, many weeks at the headquarters of the prom king ceremony, knowing how their calculations were better than anyone, and he was magically prom king. To everyone who said that I was crazy, Blue Lulu, sounding like, this one bothered me, that I was sounding like people that wear red hats 4 years ago. Y'all owe me a fucking apology. You don't have to listen to my words. Listen to his. It'll tell you everything you need to know.
We're going to do things that are really amazing. But he went out to Pennsylvania after that. He landed that rocket nobody had ever seen. By the way, China can't do it. Russia can't do it or come close. It will be 10 years before they can do it. And the U.S. can't do it except for him. And it's pretty amazing. But he did that. And then he journeyed to Pennsylvania, where he spent like a month and a half campaigning for me in Pennsylvania. And he's a popular guy, and he was very effective. And he knows those computers better than anybody, all those computers, those vote-counting computers. And we ended up winning Pennsylvania like in a landslide, so it was pretty good. It was pretty good. So thank you to Elon. And his son's name, who's cute as a button, his son's name is...
Good afternoon, 4 a.m. Club. I thought I would share, since TikTok is back. I actually pulled some cards yesterday and I was going to share, and then I didn't. So I thought I would share them today just because. And so this is the Lineman deck, Under the Roses. It's a little bit of a different reading. And yesterday, the first three that came out was the Bear, the Gentleman, and the Clock Tower. And when the Bear actually came up, I thought, oh, yep, he's been caught. But if you put all three together, it means a man is dealing with issues of authority in a hierarchical setting, and I think that explains it pretty much, what someone may be going through. And then the Journal and the Lady, and that's a secret is revealed by a woman. It also can be regarding intuition and inner knowledge. And then the Sickle and the Ring came out together, and the ring represents repetitive patterns. The sickle signals breaking free from these, allowing growth and change. So that, I thought it was a positive message yesterday. And what was weird though is today I pulled the cards out and I put all these cards on top of each other. in my deck, and the fish was like the one that was underneath, but then the key was mixed in with all of these, and so I looked up the key, and that's like the most powerful card. It means success, and I know I wrote it down and I can't think. So basically success. So combining all these, I think if he is still around, the man is having problems because the women were able to find out what they needed to find out, his secrets. It's an end of what, how many years we've been dealing with him and others like him, and we are on the road to success, or we've already had success. We just have to wait for the announcement. So I'm hoping that you guys enjoyed that, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. And I thought I would add this card that I pulled this morning, and it's Queen of Wands, confident, optimistic, and self-assured, kind of like the Lotus Queen. So let's just be positive. Have a good night.
Don't you know, talking about a revolution sounds poor people gonna rise up and get their share. Poor people gonna rise up and take what's theirs. Don't you know you better run, 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 run.
Well, hey, Blue Lulus. Long time no see. Do you feel that? Do you hear it? Do you sense that something is just so off? It's so off. Everything about the last couple of days just does not pass the sniff test. And you know me, like, I love to spread love and light and joy and give people optimism where I have it, but like, something's wrong. And yes, what happened last night with this sweet little app is super annoying, right? Like, they made it seem like, oh, we're gonna take your livelihood away. Psych! 18 hours later, we're gonna give it back, and we're gonna say that it was definitely the Joker that did it. Thank you so much, Joker. Even though he's not the one that's in office yet. And the fact that they waited until today to do it in the first place is very alarming and very concerning. And they said, oh, don't worry. You have to have it back because you have to be able to watch my party tomorrow. The American people deserve to watch my party, and that's why I wanted to make sure it was back before then. But they canceled the parade. They moved the party inside, and then they are still going to have people allowed to be at the arena about a mile away, but according to the National Park Service, the jumbotrons from that arena have been removed. So they're not going to be able to see it there either. So is on here, with the support of the CEO, going to be the only place that we're able to see it? Are we not going to see what's actually going on except for through this lens that they've closely curated for us? Additionally, the Joker account on Twitter that has the little blue check mark next to this party that's supposed to happen tomorrow, they released a statement saying that in the event that you're one of those people that's inside of the arena tomorrow, it will be really important for you to put your phone on airplane mode, because otherwise your phone's just going to spend the entire time looking for the internet, and it's going to kill your battery and you won't be able to talk to anybody. What? What? MAGA, you in danger, girl. Don't go in there. We might have our differences, we might not agree on everything, but like literally don't. Do not go in there. Don't go into a locked building full of people who are telling you to turn your phones off. Like, let's be so serious. If you guys are the ones that are the party of common sense, use your common sense and don't walk into that room, because that's a bad idea. Everything about this just does not pass the sniff test. It's... I don't really think he's the mole again. I think that there's something wicked this way comes. But the psychics are sticking to their guns. They're still saying that it's gonna be okay, and you know what? I love them, and I promised I'd stay on this train until the wheels fall off, and I mean, I can make it another 24 hours, that's for sure. But do you feel it too? my chest is so heavy and I don't know what to think. I probably won't be posting a whole lot over the next couple of days. I'll probably be more just watching and waiting, but let me know what you think about all of this over here in the comments. And more than ever, keep your eyes up, keep your feet on the ground. I'll see you next time.
At the risk of sounding completely crazy, I didn't say this before out loud, but well, I have said many times in my life, never say never. I never thought I was going to be ever the person that comes to the internet, to any social platform, and just say what I'm about to say. Because I'm about to never, like I have never before in my life. I want you to go to ChatGPT.com and I want you to ask ChatGPT 5 words. Will Trump be inaugurated tomorrow? And then after it gives its answer to you, I want you to ask a second question. Will Biden be inaugurated tomorrow then? And then after that, I want you to go to your kitchen. I want you to grab some tinfoil, make a tinfoil hat, put it on, and then come back here and I will welcome you into the Blue land, because that's what we all are until tomorrow. Do I feel insane? Absolutely. But I also cannot deny all of the intuition that I've been feeling for a few months now regarding this subject, because I have had these type of dreams all of my life, and I've always done the thing that I do the best when it comes to this intuition that I have, which is gaslight myself. But I will no longer do that. It doesn't take much to realize that the liar lied and the cheater cheated. And yes, I'm an intuitive person and I'm a dreamer. If what I think is going to happen tomorrow happens tomorrow, and I didn't do this, I will never forgive myself. And while ChatGPT is in its baby stages, it is very good at one thing, and that is scanning the World Wide Web to find the best answer for the question that you're giving it. And something is making it just trip over its own words. Because if you ask certain questions in a different way, it will tell you different answers. And so that tells you that there are some things out there that we're not supposed to know just yet. At least not until tomorrow. But if your intuition is accurate, you will also have noticed some of these things that I'm telling you about. I'm about to show you what ChatGPT told me. Now you know.
Dear MAGA, I can't stand you guys, and you are really annoying, but I'm working on that because I know that a lot of you are misguided and misinformed, and some of you are terrible, and you know exactly what you're standing for. But if you're in DC right now, I think you should get out of there. I'm getting weird vibes. The vibes are off. Yeah, I feel like this about you guys, but I don't think that I don't necessarily want you in harm's way. So sorry if that was cryptic and weird, but yeah, something's not right.
Okay, Blue Lulus, tell me why they've removed the Jumbotron so nobody can watch the inauguration. What's going down tomorrow?
So did he roll on Elon because he's just a malignant narcissist and couldn't help it? Or do we think he rolled on Elon because he's already made a deal? And in which case, my honest question is, if Elon is found to be complicit into all these things, Does the government get to seize his assets and companies? Is that why he would be a higher priority target than DJT?
I think if I was running this sting, I would be like a fox in the dark and just sit back, let this guy get inaugurated. And then you have that committee meeting later that afternoon. Drop the news to those senators. Say, hey, look what you guys just elected. All of you. You all backed him, you all supported him, and just look at all this evidence we have. What do you guys want to do? What do you senators want to do? You want to keep supporting him when we release this news to the public, or are you going to turn against him now? That's what I would tell him. I think this is where they get him now. Just let him take that oath. Let him walk out that door with that candy. He just got shoplifting finished. He's committed. And, sir, what's that word? I don't know what it is. I can't remember it.
I don't know what you want me to say, but there's just too much smoke coming from the kitchen for them to be just cooking a bunch of nothing burgers.
Ooh, that was a wild ride. Yeah, going dark, and then everything coming to light, and then yeah, it's weird. But I just made some sourdough bread, but that's not really what this video is about. I think this ban is a ruse. I really do. I really think that this ban is a ruse. I think it will be repealed within the next administration. In that meantime, I don't think there will be any consequences. It is a law. They had to do it. And here's why I think they had to do it. I think they had to do it because they were getting they were getting wind. The Red Hats were getting wind of everything going on. And so innocent bystander TikTok CEO goes, yeah, you're the next president, so I will work with you. Cool. Yeah, let's make something happen, please. I understand that you're willing to work with us. Very cool. Let's make something happen. Okay? Cool. So, but then why didn't the Biden administration basically give them what they wanted initially, right? They needed the app to go dark for whatever time that they needed it to, right? Because it was a test. Sorry about the glitch. My phone kind of glitched out. Because it was a test, and it was basically look over here, we're getting TikTok banned, let's all talk about TikTok, right? And then it goes dark, and then what happens? It comes back, guys. Like it doesn't make sense unless if they wanted us to be talking about the band and not what's actually going on behind the scenes. So they needed to scare us. They needed to freak us out. I don't think TikTok is actually going anywhere. But I could be very wrong. Like, don't take my word for this, okay? I think in all due respect, like I said, it's yeah, you're the next incoming president. You're the person I need to talk to. They passed the buck. Okay. He doesn't know what's going on behind the scenes. So the Red Hats are like, okay, I guess he is going to be the next president, right? I don't know. I'm getting kind of delulu over here with my balulus, right? Because he's not leaving that building without handcuffs. That's for sure. the amount of evidence they have stacked, not only on what was previously dismissed by Mr. Jack Pumpkin King over there, and handed to us, so we know who he is and what he did, and so it's not like a surprise that he did what he did for this round, because that's what this investigation has been since basically November, but they've been piling up evidence since before then, right? So I think this was all just a smoke and mirrors, like, hey, look over there while we do something over here. Get this innocent CEO guy get duped into thinking like, oh, he's gonna go with the next administration. I think regardless, one way or another, this law is going to get repealed, and or either that or TikTok will get sold to somebody in America. I don't think that they're going to completely sell it. If they bought TikTok without the algorithm, I think that's the most fair thing, because that's their pride and joy. That's what makes TikTok TikTok. And without that algorithm, it's not the same. So if it gets in the hands of anybody else, I'm sorry, I'm going back to I'm going to Red Note until that gets banned, and then we'll find something else. Hopefully Neptune will be out by then, and we could all just chill over there for a while, and hopefully they'll have some kind of supplemental income for everybody that needs it when they get big enough, because I do believe they will make it happen. Anyway, that's all I got, but yeah, thanks for listening.
All right, y'all, with all these distractions and stunts, I wanted to direct your attention to two videos that I'm going to link in the caption here. One is from Harry, you might have already seen it, reminding us that the smelly one was the one who issued an executive order against the talk back in 20. So this is not his favorite place that he's been fighting for years because he loves it so much. This is convenient for him to save now, so now he's a fan of it. But in 20, he was ready to get rid of it. So like people have been reminding you, this is his mess to begin with. And so, you know, you're giving him credit for putting out the fire that he started, number one. But number two was my other rabbit hole theory. Because remember when this popped out, and I said, shit, I did not want to be right about that. That was a rabbit hole I didn't want to be right about. Romaine Lettuce had their intel saying that this place was being used, blah, 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 blah. Now we get to the 11th hour, and here's Shu, this guy that we thought was our dude, with the bad guys talking about we're best friends, free speech. I'm like, oh no. We all went, oh no. But see, I'm going to link a video from an Asian American creator on here, male, who just wanted to provide perspective from like the cultural side, and why he feels pretty certain that we're looking at a play, that we're looking at the thing that a lot of us have to do when we're in corporate or in politics, or he likened it to Game of Thrones, where sometimes you have to do what you got to do to slide in with the opposition so that you can further yourself. And look, I am willing to accept that the talk is Red Hat and they're just one of them, and they have been the whole time, because a lot of pieces leading up to this, you know, go, yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. The mods, the strikes, yeah, that makes sense. But what if, because I want to accept that, right? It's just like on test day. I was like, no, I'm going to accept it if that's what it is. But in the back of your head, some of us had it where it just wasn't going away, where we're like, no, it wasn't right. There's something wrong. There's something wrong. So same thing. And I'm reluctant to say it. Every time I say it, I go, I hope this isn't me just having wishful thinking, because I do monetize here. And I don't want that to cloud my objectivity when I'm thinking about the situation. Am I just hoping that he's the flip? So I'm going to say it again here. I hope that I'm not just hoping that he's the flip out of my own biasness on this subject. However, I do see a possibility where that does make sense, because look, they waited till the last second, and it wasn't just like a kind of tiny little drip or drop. It was all of a sudden, here's the mask. we're with them. We love free speech. Thanks to the Dumpty, blah, 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 blah. Like this sudden push, and suddenly you saw opportunities to sync your talk with your meta stuff and just shit, and these little announcements. Oh, we're working with President Dumpty, and we're all like, what the fuck? Like, we're getting pissed and frustrated, and then they pull the stunt of actually going ahead and shutting it off so that they could blame the Biden administration for not caring about you guys, and then turn around 12 hours later and go, see, it's because of the Dumpty who fights for the average man and loves free speech. But really look at it. That is a real 180 in a very short amount of time, which, yes, could just be proof that they waited to the last minute to surprise us with their reveal of who they really are. Or this is, you know, when you have the good lunch, like you've got the good dessert in your lunch, and now someone's trying to be your friend because they want the cookie, and they just try a little too hard, a little too extra. They are like ready to be your best friend now. I'm getting a little bit of that vibe. A little bit of, now I'm your best friend. Yes, I support this guy. And yeah, sure, link your apps to mine. Yeah, I'm in on this. Let's do it. They could be the ones that plan on turning around and providing the additional information to the agencies, the information that, you know, Muscatina and Zucky and all of those are never going to admit, right? They're never going to turn over information as to how many bots are on the platform, what the prompts and narratives were, like the intricate details of it, not just what was observable from the outside. There's, you know, evidence that other nations have collected, our own agencies have collected, but it's from the outside, right? Looking in and monitoring what's been said and monitoring things. It's far different to have someone on the back end, on the inside, that says, yeah, I can actually show you, here's all the fake accounts, here's the prompts they were given, here are the influencers that we gave extra money to, you know, say certain things, here's the scripts we were given, you know, like, again, could be wishful thinking. And I guess we won't find out until tomorrow or maybe Tuesday. But there is a little piece back in my mind who says that could be it. But I don't want to hope for that. So we'll find out. I'm ready to accept if they are just Mad Hatters. They could be. But there's just something in there that's going, or they're the ones that are going to turn in all the info. So I don't know. We'll see. But you can't deny that this ish is crazy, and it's one crazy thing after another, and that is also intentional. A honeypot sting from 1985, you say? Huh, yes, I put it in the caption. Thank you to everyone for tagging me in it. It's almost like a reminder of some of the things we've been saying. Like when there's an ongoing investigation, you can't tip the hand. It's business as usual. You have to keep acting like nothing is going on while all of the evidence is being collected. And when additional crimes are committed, it goes in the charge pile. They don't stop the investigation to penalize that one crime. You hold off until you can get everyone. And like I said before, in my hunting analogies, you know, if you're trying to get multiple targets, you can't snap them up one at a time. You got to catch the whole school in one net. So yeah, it's an interesting read for no reason at all. And just remember that that's how they did it in 1985. So if you think in 2025 they can't pull off some ish, okay. Now, for those of you who can't take it, I understand. Like I said, cover your eyes, plug your ears, get in the back seat, curl up, and just wait, okay? But the rest of us, we're watching. We're watching with popcorn and our eyes wide open, because we have been reminded again by Mr. Biden, not going anywhere, not going anywhere. They are, okay? So look, the things they have not been able to say, if you notice, they keep trying to let people know that it's going to be all right, just hang on. And unless it's major gaslighting, which I don't think so, just hang on, okay? Just hang on. Whatever it's about to be is about to be crazy. Also, side note, have we gotten an update on the victory rally? I know some of y'all were nervous at seeing people there, but you realize the crowds there today for the rally are smaller than the crowds there yesterday for the Women's March, right? Like, not even comparable. And a lot of folks there, not from the U.S. I am seeing a high count of folks from the UK, folks from the Middle East, folks that traveled here from other countries for this. So that's interesting. Almost like they knew they would need filler from the places that worked with them. I heard they took down the Jumbotrons, so it's not even going to be like televised televised there. So folks would have to go to their hotel rooms or watch it on their phones. What? But they saved the talk because it's so important to them that everyone watches? But they took down the Jumbotrons and canceled the parade and separated the king from his worshippers. Okay. Anyway, last update I saw at the rally or the victory party or whatever was a bunch of people waiting outside in the cold and wet, and it had been postponed a couple of times already, and I haven't really seen anything since then. So I don't know, did the party pick up yet, or are they out there looking embarrassed with egg on their faces? Which one is it? You know, I'm not techie enough to be able to definitively answer this question, but one does wonder, right? Especially if we're playing around with the TT flip theory, potentially. Like I said, perfectly willing to accept that they are actually truly red hat and just taking their masks off. But if they are playing Game of Thrones, okay, that would be a way, I'm thinking, I mean, maybe, I don't know, to legitimately appear as though you're doing this and you're making the Biden administration look bad. We're doing this to show how they suck and how Dumpty's awesome. So that, Team Dumpty's like, yeah, they're really with us. Look at it. They even shut it down and everything. Just, they're in. And then this is where I need the IT and like engineering, the folks who know about this stuff, to advise as to whether that might be a window of opportunity to share information with people who might want information leading up to whatever events might be happening in the very near future. And then putting it back on and going, see, look, we did this thanks to him. He's so amazing. Because remember, I mean, if there's something ongoing, they can't tip the hand. It's got to be business as usual while collecting information. I don't know. I don't, rabbit hole, speculation. I'm doing it because I can. All right. If you don't like it, you already know what I'm going to say. Okay. Finger, and she's gone. Yeah. The ability to link your talk to your face or your gram, that was live yesterday before the servers went down. I'm just clarifying because some of y'all didn't see it first. And so you're seeing it now and you're like, oh, I asked about the servers and if a shutdown could be used to investigate something or give information. And some of y'all were like, yeah, you could, but also it could be some sort of massive system change or update. And then folks were hopping in going, yeah, how come I can put my meta on here now? Or how come I saw, what was it, a commercial for Graham or whatever? And like, they were doing that yesterday before, okay. So I'm not denying that some sort of update or whatever. I'm just saying that was already live. So whatever they did during that 12 hours wasn't exactly that. And yes, I have seen the things like Shu is no longer listed as a CEO. His feed was kind of cleaned up a little bit, like a lot of questionable stuff. I've seen folks coming out going, yes, this has been a long time alliance between them. Other folks pointing out that, yeah, this means every social media platform is owned by someone right-wing who is being paid to push this one man on you, because that's not schmozzy at all. And I also just want to point out that if you were being a double agent in this instance, that you would still do all of those things, because it's kind of what's required. So, I mean, I'm not saying they aren't red hat for real. I'm just saying if they were double agenting, they would still do all of the things that look like that. So I don't know. We're going to find out, right? Why not? I'm having a little fun with it. And I also just want to point out for the people, or really the bots, who are kind of light today, if you noticed, that are like wondering what's up with tomorrow. Okay, so let's just quick recap. No parade. Okay. The actual inauguration is going to be privately held in the rotunda. The worshipers that would like to see it can see it from an arena 2 miles away. Okay, they have to keep their phones on airplane mode. All right, no live streaming. They took down the outdoor jumbotron so you can't stand outside and watch it either. You have to go into the arena or you have to go home, unless you just want to like roam the streets. But you have to watch it on TV. Okay. or on your phone, but not there because your phone has to be on airplane mode if you're in the area. Okay. You've got the invitations that don't have their name on it for the first time in goodness knows, I don't know, ever. Which some folks were like, no big deal, but their names also aren't on the tickets either. The VIP tickets don't say the name. Okay. Let's see. What else? What am I forgetting? So there are less people there for that than there were for the Women's March, yet there is increased security, fencing, National Guard, NYPD, and what did I say? They have the paddy wagons with them, not the squad cars. What do you need all that extra precaution for if it's 20,000 people or less and they're going to be inside an arena separate from the thing and there's no parade? What is the point of all that security? What is the point of all those paddy wagons? What is the point of the National Guard and extra fencing? What is the point of all of that? Honestly, my next question right now is he going to show up at all? Or is he going to run? Because that's the key to this little potential honeypot, right? He's got to go. Has to go. You want the keys, you want the crown, you got to go. You can't skip it. You can't zoom it. You can't have someone send it to you. You got to physically show up. And we know that they know something is cooking or they wouldn't all be so scared. So like I said, my question is this dude even going to show up? Or is he going to get cold feet at the last minute and take off? I don't know. Again, that could be wishful thinking, but it's something. It is something, okay? Off. Very, very off. Y'all, I cannot keep up. I'm over here about to upload a couple of episodes, and I hop on here real quick and see that the coin value is already plummeting. You know, the coin he launched like 2 days ago that he owns 80% of. Yeah, already like tanking. And I'm not like real well versed in this sort of thing, but it sounds like what I said, which was a runaway fund for someone who might be clearing everything out in case they need to bug out. I mean, again, they canceled all those different parts of the event. They raised so much money, and then they canceled all the expensive parts. Why? Why? And don't forget, they're still asking their supporters for money with those emails. Still, every single day, multiple times a day, they are asking them for money. They are raising money still. And you know he has financial backers. Other people have been fund rolling this entire transition time. We don't know who they are because he didn't sign the paperwork that would make him disclose all of his financial backers during this. So why does he need to keep raising money for himself when his bills are paid and he has sugar daddies? Why is he begging for money at the same time that his coin is allegedly worth $25 billion? Like, what was that scene in Casino? Remember when she took the key and like went to the bank box and just, cleaned everything out, took all the jewelry, took all the furs, figured she was just going to run off? Is anyone else getting that vibe from this? Oh yes, right. And the video, because at his speech today, he couldn't help but brag again about the very thing that they've all been bragging. You know, the thing that if we repeat it, we get called crazy and the Lulu and oh my gosh, we sound like them. But like they're allowed to actually admit it repeatedly and everyone just goes, it makes me mad that they keep admitting it. But like I said, I can't repeat it because then I'm crazy and I sound like them. But it was a great time to remind everyone of how he felt for Pennsylvania. Remember? You know how I keep talking about that? Because that one sticks out in my brain. It's been sticking out in his brain as well. Remember how I said how interesting it was that at first he was claiming Odd Frey and Eating Che specifically in Pennsylvania Pay while it was initially looking blue. And then when it started ticking red, he shut the fuck up. And then at the end was like, oh yeah, this is all fair. There was no Odd Frey or Eating. I accept these rules. So it's interesting. And I was like, it's almost like, the whatever it was wasn't kicking in yet and he was getting upset. And once it started doing it, then it's like, oh, okay, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly, story, whatever I need to say, people, okay? So, right? I remember that. He remembers that too. He remembers that as the defining moment when he realized that it was going to work. I mean, he was going to win and decided to remind everyone that, yeah, thanks to him and how well he knows these computers and how well he knows these V counting computers, especially, thanks to that. So thank you, first boyfriend, for all that hard work with those, V-word count computers. Very, yeah, I saw that too. That was a great confession. I mean, speech. So, yeah, is he showing up tomorrow? Oh, yes, I saw it. He said it twice. Maybe I wasn't clear in the other post, and then in the last one I did say it at the end. So I'll say it in the beginning for this one. Yes, he said it twice. I shared it on my Blue Sky, where he specifically again thanks first boyfriend for his knowledge with the V word counting computers. A very wonderful thing for him to admit and then thank his guy again. This whole time we keep going. Every so often I say, I wonder if he's the mole, or if he turned to save himself, because he would. And some days I'm like, no way. And then he does shit like that, and I'm like, did he do that on purpose? Or does he not realize it? I really can't tell. That's what makes him a perfect stooge, because you really aren't sure sometimes. Like, he means what he says, and he projects what but you just can't tell sometimes if he stuck his foot in his mouth and he did it for someone, or if he literally didn't realize he shot the bed for himself again. I don't know, but it was beautiful. And then he repeats it again, and it's like, oh yeah, they are worded, the other R word thing that they do. They are worded it for me, and now I'm gonna be the P again. Ha ha ha. And it's like, oh my. Okay, man, now I got so many, this is like a game of Clue. Like we are like at the end of the game of Clue, where we are now trying to figure out who did what in what room with what. Was it the candlestick? Was it Colonel Mustard? Was it, what is happening? I don't know anymore. I don't know who is on the inside anymore. All I know is tomorrow is going to be so very interesting, but I don't know. The money grabs are the thing that make me think that it's just him running his mouth and like it making the case perfect, because the money grabs are obvious, unless they're also catching people with, they have to be. I mean, the coins, the fundraising, the cancellations and no refunds. It's such a, clearing out the bank accounts before you run type vibe, Oh my gosh, the popcorn for tomorrow, y'all. The mother-loving popcorn. What the hell? Okay, I think y'all are onto something. I think this dude is absolutely throwing these people under the bus, because he was clear as day. He said it multiple times. It was so clear. I thought I was mishearing it. I was like, no way. He said it like that. No, I'm missing. No, he said it like that. He said it 3 times. And if you notice, they immediately released a bunch of bots. They are in my comments right now arguing with you. Not that it's not true. Not that he didn't say it, but that it doesn't matter. Watch. And he's still going to get sworn in. Watch. And the Dems ain't going to do nothing. And too bad this isn't going to change anything. And my favorite ones right now are the fake liberal ones that follow me and like they pretend that they're one of us, but they're like, oh yeah, this is funny, but too bad nothing's going to happen. And if you reply to it, the bot responds with the same fucking response again. I keep telling y'all, stop talking to them in the comments. They're like, what do you mean? I'm just saying nothing's gonna happen. Like, yes, okay, we got it. Program simple as fuck.exe. They are in a rush to do what they do best. Flood social media with their bots to quickly start arguing as to why we didn't really just see and hear what we saw and heard, which was an old man stand up there, and I didn't even hear what Muskie said. I hear his speech was bad, but listen to this dude throw everyone else under the bus and hold his hands up. He was like, first boyfriend and his knowledge of the V counting computers. Without that, we wouldn't have gotten Pennsylvania. So thank you specifically to you. He uses full proper birth name. Like you wanted to give out his email, his address, his blood type, like make sure we got the right person. That dude right over there, Muscatina, he's the one that I am specifically thanking for having intimate knowledge
of the V-word count computers. Without him, we would have never gotten Pennsylvania, thank you. And now over here, I just want to say that they R-worded this for me. Did everyone hear this? I had nothing to do with it, okay? It wasn't me. I didn't ask anyone to R-word anything. They were like, hey, we're going to R-word it for you. And I was like, little old me, shucks. So just, did everyone hear it? In fact, I'm going to say it again. They R-worded it for me. Whoever they are, they did it. And now I get to be president. Yay! But it was them. Okay, it was them and it was him. Do you need me to give a description? Yeah, it was them. It was them, okay? Okay? All right, cool. Glad we cleared that up. Does anyone need me to repeat who did this? Because it wasn't me. Right? Right? And yes, the acrobatics on the spaces like Twitter where they, just tripping over themselves with their love of reinterpreting what he's saying, right? Well, he didn't mean it, baby. He said it twice. He said it 3 times. He meant it. He meant it. And it's not news. Like, we already know these things. We knew these things, especially the Muscatina stuff. They've been admitting it since before it happened. Okay? They were bragging about, look, hey, see our bet it's going to match this to the exact. You want to place money on this? Yeah, tomorrow's going to be interesting. Tomorrow's going to be interesting. And just take note of the bots that are posing as blue dots in my comments right now. And their main goal is to tell you that they're giving up hope and nothing is happening tomorrow. They're still going to swear him in. It's still the end, guys. It doesn't matter that he just made this admission. Nobody cares. They're still going to do it. Like, yeah, I mean, the best time to make those admissions was like 2 seconds before you're about to get the keys. That's woo! Garden sticks and popcorn tomorrow, baby.
Before I turn in for the night, I wanted to do one last video, and I was inspired by a creator that I'm pretty sure you've all either seen the video of, but go watch it if you haven't. Whatever happens tomorrow, I am hoping for the best, preparing for the worst. Whatever happens tomorrow, do know one thing, and I don't care who says otherwise. I don't care if it's a politician, a celebrity, your friends, your family. You look them in their face and you tell them they're wrong. Because at the end of the day, throughout all of this, over the last 2 months, you stayed grounded. You used logic, history, and math. You stayed true to what American values were. You believed in the soul of America. And tomorrow, all the research that we have done, all the hope that we have spread, that will not go away, by the way, no matter what happens, we are going to find out whether we're right and our work just begins, or we are wrong and the Galactic Empire is here and we become the Resistance. No matter what happens, understand this one thing. You are right. You were right. You are right. And you will be right. Period. Please go to bed knowing that. Stay hopeful. Trust your gut. And no matter what happens tomorrow, when you wake up, you are not crazy.
I'll tell you why he moved the inauguration inside. It's because the crowd was going to be really, really small. And I'll tell you why the crowd was going to be really, really small is because all of the numbers are a lie. It's all a lie. And even as Democrats, even as the most left-wing progressive Democrats, if you'll start to operate, if you'll shift your point of view to this place, to this starting point, it'll help you. It's going to help you feel less hopeless and less defeated and less angry at your fellow Americans. Shift your point of view to this starting place, and here it is. Here's the starting place. It's all a lie. All of it. It always has been. just like he lied about his first inauguration numbers. During the campaign, he said he had a campaign event in New Jersey that had 100,000 people there. It was later, it later came out that that space only holds 30,000 and it wasn't close to being full. And the people that were there were leaving early because the demented old rapist on stage was talking about, I don't know, Hannibal Lecter sucking Arnold Palmer's dick or something. I can't remember exactly. Something about a shark getting electrocuted by Hannibal Lecter. Just embarrassing. An embarrassing political performance. Unlike we've ever seen in this country, unlike we've ever seen in any country. Has any presidential candidate in any country, any serious, halfway legitimate candidate ever gotten on stage and talked about, well, what if you're in a boat and the boat sinks and the boat is an electric boat, so the boat's got batteries, and then the batteries are gonna electrocute the whole ocean and then you're gonna die. Here's a little news flash for you, you little rapey pawpaw. All boats have batteries, you stupid motherfucker. You don't know that because you don't know anything about boats. And you don't know anything about cars. And you don't know anything about tools because you're not a man. You're not even a person. You don't drive a car. Donald Trump doesn't drive a car, guys. He doesn't buy groceries. Everything in his life is like an all-inclusive cruise ship. That's the metaphor I choose when I'm on one. People are just like, hey, here's some steak and ketchup. And he's like, brr. They're like, here's a teenager. And he's like, brr. This is a guy who spent his daddy's fortune on teenager pageants. Do you understand? Like, this guy is a psychopath, a pedophile, a habitual loser, a loser. He lied about his fundraising numbers. He lied about his crowd sizes from before the 2016 election to now. And those of you who think, well, I just can't be an election denier. I just have to believe that this rapist con man that was facing 91 felonies, 31 of them under the United States Espionage Act, I just have to believe that he got more popular since the last election when he attempted a coup, when his trailer park followers threatened to hang the vice president. He got more popular after overthrowing Roe versus Wade and taking away women's reproductive rights, where Democrats primaried the shit out of people. I mean, and the midterms were, I shouldn't say primary, but in the 22 midterms were the least consequential midterms in decades for the party that wasn't in the White House. People in Kentucky and Ohio, and I mean, even in this election, there was an abortion, what's the word I'm looking for? Whatever. There was an abortion amendment or whatever on the Florida ballot. 57% of Floridians voted against the abortion ban. Florida. They already flexed that muscle in Kentucky. They already flexed that muscle in Ohio. The North Carolina governor, who's a Jewish Democrat named Stein, won by 11 points. And y'all think that's the election where the first Republican in 40 years won all 7 swing states. You think that makes sense? He's not having this inauguration outside because nobody's coming. Because the support you think he has isn't real. The fundraising that you thought he had wasn't real. The rally sizes and crowds that you thought he had weren't real. It's all been proven. It's all been proven by different independent journalists. Nothing he says is real. Nothing he says is true. Everything he does, he cheats. Everything, his whole life. He didn't win. He didn't. And in 2020, he cheated with fake electors and January 6th attack and 15 other bulleted items that I don't have time to mention. In 2016, he cheated by getting Russia to interfere with their propaganda and these bot farms and disinformation and hacking. So listen to me. Listen to me and then change your scope, change your point of view, change the glasses, the lenses that you're seeing all this through. He didn't win. He didn't win anything. So what you're doing is you're buying into his psychotic zeitgeist, this insane narrative. I can't believe America loves this guy. Listen to me. America doesn't love this guy. It's not real. And you might think it is because you have one shitty neighbor with 15 flags in his yard. And it's because that guy is mentally ill and stupid. But it's not real. That doesn't equate to a large inauguration crowd. It doesn't equate to 100,000 person rally in New Jersey. It's not real. None of it's real. None of it's true. Shift your mind to there and start to view all of this from there. Stop blaming your fellow Americans. The people that support him are far and away the minority. They are the minority. And less people support him now than did in the last election. I promise you he didn't get more popular. History will show that. I bet you everything I own. Shift your perspective to there. He didn't win. He never has. It's all a lie. Like his first inauguration crowd size that he still lies about. Like the 2020 election that he still lies about. Everything he says is a lie. Everything he does is dishonest. It's all cheating. None of it's real. Stop pretending it is, or you're buying into it. And when you stop buying into it, then you're no longer scared of this people because there's way fucking less of them than you think there are. And they're way less powerful than you think they are. It's time to fight, and it's time for them to fucking lose.
Good morning, 4 a.m. fam. I don't know about you, but I hardly slept last night. And therefore I slept pretty late this morning. You can hear by my voice, see from all this filter. I'm just waking up now. I'm gonna be kind of careful about what I say because I commented on last night's shenanigans and my video was removed because of course. But yeah, I did see that. I heard him say it. We all heard him say it. The whole world heard him say it. It can't be taken back. Now, this is not a Gia just said that moment. This is an ethical psychic just said that moment. She said he was going to be the one to reveal the shenanigans. And what did we hear last night? So this is the strangest twist of fate I didn't see coming, but she did. That he would be the one to vindicate us. He would be the one to prove us right. We can no longer be called Blue Lulus or BlueAnon. It was not a conspiracy. We were right. Now I'm going to spend much of today in meditation, connecting with spirit, because the energies today are out of control. So if you don't see me here, if I'm not responding to things, I'm disconnecting from the world and I'm connecting into spirit. I'm getting anchored, I'm getting grounded, but I'm here with you in spirit. I'm here with you energetically, and I'm always available, seeing you on our hill.
Good vibes today. I am proud to announce a new face has joined our community. Miss Jackie Singh is officially on TikTok. This is not a prank. The link to her TikTok, to her first video, right there below. Go say hi. Tell her I sent you. Yes, she will be regularly posting on here, speaking about politics and talking some shit. What ends up happening today? We either enter a new America and our work begins, or the Galactic Empire takes over and we become the resistance. One way or another, we're not going anywhere. And with Miss Jackie Singh by our side, we are going to continue bringing hope. One way or another. Yeah, you might want to go ahead and give her a follow. I have a feeling it's about to get very interesting. Stay hopeful, guys. Trust your gut. And no matter what happens today or ever, you are not crazy.
All right, a little additional encouragement and then a couple things to update. So Foist, yes, historical day. And no matter what, you are on the right side, darling. Whether something happens or not, you saw the truth. You saw the thing that these other people who rolled over and immediately wanted to comply still haven't figured out, which is that if nothing happens, this is it. There isn't another opportunity in 2 or 4 years, and that is why we have pushed so hard, even in the faces of people that told us we were crazy. And last night was the final mother-loving validation where here is this person just saying it, just telling us that we're right. Okay? So if nothing else, we're right. It's been confirmed. The question is anything going to happen? The question is, are we watching everyone that was supposed to protect us put their swords down and welcome a criminal enterprise that is going to dismantle the empire immediately? Or we're about to see something spring up. But no matter what, you did the right thing, pushing to protect the livelihoods of yourself, your family, your friends, your fellow citizens, pushed to save us from the end of the empire, as opposed to sitting around and telling everyone to just give up and let's focus on midterms, okay? The people fighting against the Schmazi regime weren't the bad guys. They weren't wrong. And no matter what, I'm going to be here. No matter what. Whether it's ready to be petty or ready to celebrate, I'm going to be right effing here. But I just wanted to let y'all know that in the official sense, no, there hasn't been a Talk and Bookface merge. There hasn't been some secret buyout. There hasn't been some secret moving of servers. These are all like rumors from that 12-hour shutdown. We don't officially know what they did or didn't do. We can assume, but there are no official statements regarding Zucky taking over, the stuff being on meta servers, or any of that, okay? I know that the CEO and shoes thing changed, and okay, but all right, so that's not true. And I wanted to tell you guys something I saw in a clip yesterday. I don't know if you saw it. They were talking to the, I guess one of the Dumpty people in charge of what's going on today. And they were trying to ascertain how people are getting into the arena, because the arena seats 20,000. Ooh, by the way, it was not a full stadium. Again, barely, maybe a third, probably closer to a quarter, with everyone crammed up near the front, but every time they panned out, you saw nothing but empty bleachers, okay? 20,000 seat arena, all right? Mostly empty. Like we keep saying, his support are bots, not real people. And while folks are saying that's the reason they moved it inside, it's not the reason, but it is a reason for sure, because the supporters are pitifully low in terms of numbers. And we know this. We know the supporters are bots, not real. But they were saying that essentially for the people who want to watch in the arena, there might not be enough seats for the people that show up. If more people show up than there are seats, how are they determining who gets a seat and who doesn't? And they basically said, like, it's a first come, first serve basis. Like, if you make it through the metal detectors and you have your invitation, you are technically cleared to go in the arena, but there's only so many seats and you can't watch it outside. So if more than 20,000 people show up, I don't think so, but okay, the rest of this now sounds stupid because I said that out loud and we know that 20,000 people aren't going to be there. But if more than 20,000 people were going to be there, they're essentially planning to have a bunch of disappointed followers stuck outside in the cold, unable to watch, with no contingency plan and no, like, no way to tell people if they are or aren't getting in. They're making it a mad grab on purpose. Now, I don't think they'll have the numbers to create chaos, but that's definitely them trying to use their own people to create some chaos. So buckle up, Buttercup. It's going to be an interesting historical day. Oh my gosh, y'all, look, the only pardon that would make me not feel so good is if he pardoned himself, okay, or Miss Ma'am. Those are the pardons that would make me not feel so good, okay? Pardoning J6 committee just pisses off Team Red. That pisses off Team Red. Like, I swear, some of y'all, like, hop over the good stuff just so you can trip over something that you should not be tripping over. And then you come over here and you're like, oh my God, this doesn't make me feel good. Like, okay, but did you also miss those executive orders and updates and revisions? Because you're talking about pardoning J6 committee and that's scaring you, but what about the executive order that basically mirrors Miss Ma'am's policies that absolutely are going to be thrown away instantly by the Dumpty regime? There's no point in issuing that unless an incoming administration is actually going to make use of that and not trashing it. There's also updates to that. Remember that succession line we talked about, how there's a line of people to tag if there's, for some reason, no administration and no one running the head departments. There's a line of succession in place so that the key roles can be temporarily filled while, something gets figured out. And I'm not even going to go back and run through all the little Easter eggs and nugs we've been getting from security and intelligence and all these people. Okay, all right. You skipped over all that to go, but they pardoned the J6 committee. He pardoned his own son. I don't know, that doesn't make me feel so good. Like, I think some of y'all are just addicted to looking for stuff that doesn't make you feel so good. And I understand it's a hard day. It's going to be rough for a lot of you. But if you spend the day coming into my comments trying to depress people or continually lamenting about how you're giving up and nothing's happening and you can't take it, I see you fucking bots in my comments talking to each other. I just can't hold on anymore. And then the next one comes in and responds, yeah, me either. I'm blocking both of you. All right? And don't come on to me onto one of my other platforms. You go, how come you blocked me? You know why. You know why. Okay? Okay, this is not the place for it. No matter what happens, this is not the place to depress people or let's say nothing happens. Y'all know what I think, but let's just say nothing happens. You will not see me on here telling everyone to get depressed and give up. You will see me on here getting fired up like, okay, bet. Let's go. Boots on the ground. So that's it. Those are the options. Y'all sitting around going, I just feel sad. Like, okay, like I said, close your eyes, cover your ears, get in the back seat. Don't watch and don't come into my comments trying to depress other people. Not welcome here. If you are a depressiloo at this time, delulu, depressed delulu, I don't know, whatever. If that's you right now, you need to go find. There are plenty of creators on here who are just wallowing in depression and complying in advance and giving up and telling everyone that it's all over. Go find one of them, okay? I'm not that bad. Yeah, so for those of you who keep asking me, when am I going to see it on the news? Can I see it on the TV? I'm not seeing it on the TV. How do I know it's real? Let me tell you something, all right? They live broadcasted that speech. Millions of people heard him say what he said 3 times. It was not circulated on mainstream last night at all. And you know what they're talking about today? Today they're reporting on it. And you know the story they decided to go with after a night of trying to figure out how to spin it? Conspiracy theories break out online after rally speech. The man 3 times admitted something, and after 12 hours of trying to figure out how to spin it, mainstream said, oh, these guys are putting on tinfoil hats from a speech. No, baby, that was a confession. That was a triple confession. It was such a confession that when Muscatino went on after him, he couldn't even speak a full sentence without stuttering. He was shook and sweating. That is why I swear when you come into my comments talk about, where is this on the news? I'm not seeing it on the mainstream. I think y'all are bots. Y'all have to be bots, because if you haven't figured out by now that the mainstream doesn't say anything that doesn't appeal to them, look. We saw photos last night, photos and video of that arena, Capital One Arena, maybe a third full, maybe quarter to a third. Empty seats, the upper completely empty and the seats in the back empty. They crowded everyone down towards the stage. And you know what's on the mainstream media today? It was full to capacity. People were waiting all day and then still couldn't get in. No, they didn't. Okay, they locked the doors at 1/4 capacity so that a bunch of people would be forced to stand outside, and it looked like it was filled to capacity with no more seats left and people had to be turned away. But in reality, there were more seats available than people who showed up, and they intentionally closed the doors to keep people out to make it look like they were full to capacity. Stop asking for verification from the media outlets that are in their pocket. God.
What kind of fuckery is this? You made
4 a.m. Club Blue Delulus. Does anybody else feel this massive energy change that's going on? Like, I'm like excited. I don't know. Maybe it's just preemptive to everything crumbling, or it's actually like everything's going to come to fruition. Let me know. How are you feeling today?
Good morning. Today's the day. I woke up feeling so calm, so at peace. Look at this is my moon room. I get to see the moon, and it has been big and full all week. So, yeah. That executive order that he redid yesterday for continuance of government, that's weird. That's suspicious. I mean, yeah. I feel good about this. I really do. Hi. You want to come up here? Come here. Come say hi. Come on. Good morning. Oh, hey. Look at me. Oh, dear. Okay. I gotta show you. I did card pulls yesterday and today. Ooh, my hair's kind of... I just woke up. I'm brand new to tarot, and you know, like I'm a skeptic, so whatever. But yesterday I pulled the Star. Let me read it for you, because this is like a beginner set. Hope, recognition, inspiration, creativity, calm, contentment, renewal, serenity, spirituality, positivity, faith, healing, rejuvenation, tranquility, enjoyment, faith in the future, happiness, promise, and help. The universe shows me that I can have the faith in my dreams. Plus, if you remember, she made reference to stars. So, that one made me smile yesterday. Today, I pulled the sun. Let me read that for you. I shine my light on the world around me, and my radiance attracts more success. And then the bottom part says positivity, freedom, fun, success, optimism, vitality, joy, confidence, self-expression, good luck, enthusiasm, happiness, truth, openness, and pregnancy, which, whatever. But it reminds me of that video of her dancing at the Pride Parade with a sparkly jacket, like just the joy that she emanates. So we will know soon enough, but I feel good. I hope you do too.
we have to talk about the energies last night. Holy crap.
I didn't want to have to come back on here. Honestly, I really did not. I'm really leery about what's happening with the whole TikTok thing. But I had to create a response to Gia's video because last night I had the most intense vision that I think I might have ever had. And it was just a weird energy. Like, I've always been an intuitive person. I've had dreams that come true. I have dreamt of my third child before I was even pregnant with her. I've been able to predict people's actions or what they're going to say word for word, be able to predict something that's going to fall or a sound that's going to happen like seconds before it happens. I don't know. I've always been like that my entire life. And every time that happens, it's a weird energy. It's a different type of thing than like your normal deja vu or a normal dream. And last night, this dream that I had was not just a dream. This was like a message. This was a vision. Because I had been asleep for a while. I don't know exactly what time it was. I think it was sometime between 3 and 4. And I was like caught somewhere between that realm of being awake and being asleep and dreaming. And I know this because I was fully aware I'm laying in my bed. My eyes are closed. My husband, I can hear him breathing. I can hear my dogs breathing and snoring. I can hear the heater kicking on because it's freezing outside. Like I was too aware of my surroundings for it to be a complete dream. And next thing I know, there is this bright, blinding light shining into my right eye from the right side. Mind you, I'm laying down. My eyes are closed. And I just see this light. And it's like when somebody shines a flashlight in your eye. And for a minute, you're like blinded and you see spots. And then as those spots clear, then a picture comes into focus. You can start to see again. And so when that happened in the dream and the focus came back, I saw Lotus on a podium behind the POTUS logo and wearing a blue violet colored suit, kind of smiling, waving a bit. Flash bulbs going off all around her, and it created like this halo. And then I was like trying to really focus, like, is this what I'm seeing? And then I hear, all is good. And I sleep with earplugs in. My husband's asleep. There's nobody else in the house, in my room, that's going to be talking in my ear. And I couldn't hear him anyway because I have earplugs in. So it was a voice talking to me during this vision. And I kept like repeating myself, like, is this real? Is this real? Like what is happening? Like, I don't understand. And they just kept saying, all is good. All is good. And I have this condition. I have multiple chronic illnesses. And these illnesses make it so I can never fully release all of the tension in my body. I grind my teeth at night. I clench my fists. I wake up with like neck strain because I'm completely like clenching my shoulders. I know a lot of this has to do with high cortisol. It has to do with my, autoimmune diseases. I see a chiropractor all the time. But the bottom line is I always sleep tense. And as I'm freaking out and I'm asking it, like, is this real? Like, and it keeps telling me all is good. I kid you not, I feel like this warm presence go over me. Like it's like healing hands or something. And I feel it like go over my face and like down like my torso. And I have never ever felt like all of the tension in my body release at once like that. It was like letting go, like accepting it, like just releasing. And it was like the most comforting feeling. And I knew at that point, like, this is something. This is a vision. This is not a dream. I'm not dreaming. This is an awakening. This is more. There's something happening. And, you know, it took me a while to finally, like, kind of get to the point where I felt like I could just go back into my deep sleep. I'm not caught between that realm of being awake and asleep. But while I was still there in that realm, like, I heard the most distinctive bark, which is going to sound weird, but our dog passed away a couple of years ago in this house, Patches, and he had a very distinctive bark. Doesn't sound anything like our other 4 dogs. And I knew as soon as I heard it, it was just like a single bark, that it was him. And, you know, so that felt like a connection. It felt like something between us and the veil, like something in the spirit world. And it gave me comfort. It made me a little sad, of course, because I miss him so much. But after that, I was able to, like, just fall back into my deep sleep. And then I woke up this morning and I was like, there's something happening. This is different. That was not a dream. That was a vision. And, you know, take that as you will. Maybe as like this last second glimmer of hope in this 11th hour, because we're all like kind of freaking out, and we need to know what's going to happen by the end of this day. But we also all don't want to tune in. So we're trying to avoid our phones. We're trying to avoid watching. We just, you know, are trying to like relax and distract ourselves. So I don't know. Hopefully that gives you comfort. Stay safe, stay warm, stay off your phones if you can. Do something that you love with people you love. And remember that all is good. We will be okay. Okay, that's what I got. Thanks. Bye.
I keep watching everything on TikTok about the Blue Delulu. And guys, please be right. I can't do this another 4 years.
Are you feeling nervous? Are you having fun? It's almost over. It's just begun. Don't overthink this. Look in my eyes.
Hey, stop scrolling for a second. I know today is stressful, no matter what it is that you believe in. I mean, this is in like, even if you believe there's hope with something happening today, like some of us, or if you just feel like the world is going to shit, whatever you're feeling is valid. I'm reminding you this because there seems to be people that kind of get upset on either side. It's kind of like, oh, you guys want to believe that something may happen, but you know what? Take time for you today. These past few days have been really stressful, trying to figure out what exactly is going to go down, seeing all of the different things that have been going on today. But my suggestion for you today is to take your meds, drink water, relax, play the game. Do not go looking for what exactly is going to happen today, or even looking at any of the things going on right now, because guess what? That will be there whenever you decide to come back to it, even if it's tomorrow or the day after. But today, just take care of yourself.
The family matter and the truth of the matter. Here was God's plan to show y'all the liar.
Well, today is the day, January 20th, 2025. Today is Inauguration Day, and for the 4 a.m. Club and so many of us, this is the day we have absolutely been waiting for. Before I start, yes, I am wearing the exact same thing I've been wearing for the past 2 days. There's been a snowstorm here. Also, I'm a mom, and I don't have the luxury of changing clothes that often. Also, I've been such a nervous wreck. I've been like picking at my lips. Like I don't know if anyone else gets like that when they're anxious. I am like such a skin picker. It's gross. Anyway, sorry about that. But so I just want to say before today starts, I still feel like everything is 100% go. I think the stage is set perfectly. I think there's only been more confirmation in the past 24 hours that things are going this way than there was before. I watched our president last night say to a crowd of people, he's not going anywhere. The identical statement to what Kamala said in a speech recently. And then when people laughed, he said, I'm not kidding. And I was like, I don't think he's kidding. So that was one thing. You know, the Cheeto saying, just admitting to EI many, many times in his speech last night. The First Lady, Alonia, getting on stage after that and being so nervous talking, like literally stuttering and looking like a deer in headlights. There's so many things besides everything that's been going on in to prepare for the event today that is highly unusual. So anyway, I feel like everything is still a go. I'm excited. I actually got sleep last night. I was just going to pull one card for today to tell us a little bit about like what we can expect today. So here we go. Let's see. What can we expect today from the inauguration? What can we expect today? What can we expect? Let's try that again. What can we expect today from the... The Magician reversed. So, wow. Manipulation, poor planning, insecure, lack of confidence, narcissism. I wonder who that's about. This feels to me like the magician, the master of illusion, he like lost his talents. He's not so secure in his illusions anymore. Okay, let's pick another one just for shits. Okay, energy from the inauguration today. What else? Perfect. Perfect. The Hermit reversed. Isolation, loneliness, withdrawal, resignation. To me, this says, time's up. You're going bye-bye. Bye. See you never. Bye-bye. We gotcha. We gotcha. Illusion is up. See you never. God. Sorry, I just had to take that in for a moment because that feels so good. It feels so good. Anyway, guys, this is just to say, we've all as a collective put a lot of energy into this, a lot of emotional energy, a lot of manifesting energy, a lot of faith and hope. And I think something, you know, we'll reconvene after this, but I think something that we need to learn from this is that there's always a place for hope. We as a collective really do create our reality. And if there is a group of us that can hang on to hope, I think that that is how we can continue to create the reality that we want to see. I think today is going to be very illuminating. And if you're anxious about any of this at all, I think my advice to you would be take this time, stop doom scrolling, take the morning and go do something that makes you feel good, or just get offline. Wait until much closer to the actual ceremony and then log on. Don't let people drag your vibration around all day. Okay, this video is way too long already, but just remember, masks off. Time to go bye-bye. Time to go be by yourself somewhere for a while. Love you guys.
Well, here we go. Take 3. The first 2, there's something shady going on this app. I'm telling you. It wouldn't let me download them, so I'm going to try this again, and I'm going to be a little bit more careful with the words I use, because I have a feeling that it's not downloading for weird reasons. I am still sick, but I've had a lot of people asking me what it is that I'm feeling for today. I purposely did not take any medicine last night so that my dreams would be a little bit more clear. I did have a very vivid dream, but I'm going to tell you first how I feel about today. Yesterday, every time I kept trying to tap into what was going on, I kept getting 2 things. I kept getting that there was this big shadow that was all over today. I could see underneath the shadow. I could see that there were things moving and people moving and the stuff going on, but I could not see what it was because it was too dark. The shadow was too dark. So that's how I felt going into today. I'm still feeling a lot of that. Yesterday, there was a point in the day, I was literally just watching football. And I had a fire in the fireplace, and I was going back and forth between watching the screen and then watching the fireplace, because I get stressed out watching football. My he's a Rams fan, and it wasn't going well for him. And so I was here at the fireplace, and instantly I saw what reminded me. So I used to sell real estate. And we'd get these files, and I'd get this file, and it would say incomplete. And there'd be notes on it and all these post-it notes of all of these extenuating circumstances that needed to be met before you could close the loan. And as I was sitting there looking at this file, I'm like, oh, so there's stuff that still needs to be resolved before they can close the loan. And it reminded me of, this is the memory that came up, was there was a time, and what's really crazy is I can remember the name of the buyers too now. But anyways, it was a VA loan, and they came through and they said, we won't let you close on this property because there's a crack in the garage. Now, the garage wasn't attached to the house. And they said that this either had to be completely, you had to either raise the garage and remove the foundation and completely re-pour a new foundation, or you have to take down the garage. But this was the only house in this family's price range. So I spent an entire weekend going over with them in a hold harmless agreement, and we tore down an entire garage so that this loan could close. But it was some pretty steep hoops we had to jump through in order to close this garage. So I'll close this loan on this house. And I think that there is a file of things that they're close to closing, but there are extenuating circumstances that need to be met in order, and justified and written in order to have the file be complete. Stroke of midnight came in a long time ago, and I've said this multiple times. That was a very real thing that I saw. It was a very vivid vision. And so it still hasn't come to pass. I don't know what it means. I did not see, like a bunch of other intuitives, I did not see that someone had already passed. I didn't see that at all. I didn't feel that energy. But stroke of midnight's a real thing for me. So I still think that there's going to be some kind of medical issue, like a stroke kind of thing, or maybe it'll happen like in the last minutes. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so that's where I'm at with the energy of today. I told you about this app. I warned you about that. I said that it was going to go away for a little bit and come right back again. It was just going to be a blip, and it was. It went a little bit faster than I thought it would. But coming back onto this app, I am very hesitant. It's shady. There is a weird energy. Something doesn't feel right. I'm very uncomfortable with how this all went down. I'm especially uncomfortable with the message that came up saying, who you can thank for doing this, because that's negotiations that have happened under the table and are not transparent. And that's a lot of praise publicly when they said they're not going to sell to an American company and they're not going to adhere to any of our demands. But now all of a sudden, within a few hours, there's something that's been negotiated. I am very, very skeptical of that. And coming back onto this app now kind of feels almost like if you're trying to get back together with an ex, you broke up with an ex for a reason, and all of a sudden you're trying to work it out and get back together again. And you always have that feeling of, I don't really think I trust this. You broke up with me and now you want to come back. Like, it's that feeling of not really trusting it. So I'd be careful with that. My personal opinion, I'm not going to red note because I have a very uncomfortable feeling about that. I really do not like that feeling. So I'm not going to do that. So you may see me a little bit more often on the tube. And we'll see how that goes. And, I'm not in this to develop a client base or have people hire me for readings. And that's not why I came on here. I came on here because I woke up at 4 a.m. I mean, I was making videos before, but they were Gen X videos, and I'm just not in it for the same reasons that other people are. And so, yeah, that's where I'm feeling today. I do see what looks like a big boulder rolling down a hill, and I see that it's going to hit a bunch of rocks as it goes down, and it's not going to go straight down the hill. It's actually going to divert off into different paths. I don't know who's the boulder and I don't know who's the rocks. So, we'll see what that goes. And I just heard the word landslide. So, it may be a landslide that starts this. I literally just saw the word landslide with a capital L, if that makes any difference. So that's where I'm at. Other than being in bed with my pillows and, my bedroom and my coffee. I'm trying to get better. Still hanging in there. But make the best of today. Don't watch TV and don't put anything on. Try not to pay attention to any of that. Let it all unfold. Let the flower open its petals one by one. And then in the end, you'll get to enjoy the flower. But, for now, let's see how this unfolds. Let's see how the petals bloom one at a time. So hold that memory and that thought and that vision in your head and have a better day.
It's been beyond confirmed for me. There's been a massive shift in energy. The witches and the empaths and the psychics and the energetically connected can all feel it. The 4 a.m. club who woke up on election night in the middle of the night out of nowhere altogether is all waking up again in the middle of the night at the same time. All nights this weekend, but very specifically between the night of Thursday, January 17th and Friday, January 18th. I made a video talking about this shift in energy and how I felt it and to see if any of the other intuitives connected. And to say it has gone further than I thought is beyond an overstatement. When I tell you all, I peeked the channel door open and that is what happened. Okay, fine. I got so many questions and I want to provide clarity and help as many of you who are kind of newer to embracing this ability as I can. In my last video, I talked about how the 4 a.m. club was meant to be a piece of final validation for people who were intuitive and connected, but a little bit on the edge and needed validation to help feel secure in their connection with their abilities. Many of those same people who woke up in the middle of the night that night also woke up in the middle of the night between Thursday and Friday when I, a practicing witch, said that I felt a shift in the energy. So part of this is to give you or anybody who needs it their validation on their own abilities and give you permission to take them seriously and call yourself a witch if you want to. I know that many people feel uncomfortable with the word witch because of the way that our evil patriarchal society has scared us out of getting in touch with this, but that's why I reclaim it. If you woke up, it doesn't necessarily have to specifically be 4 a.m. on election night. If you woke up and felt a connection to the energy in the middle of the night on election night, and or anytime this week, if you've been feeling tapped into that collective grief that I spoke about, you are a part of this. You are who I'm talking to. So many of you have been in my comments saying, I wouldn't consider myself intuitive, but I've been experiencing all of those shifts in energy and also have been sick all week and feeling burdened by grief all week. You are intuitive. It's time to consider yourself intuitive. So please, if you've ever felt inclined and felt like you might have a connection, give yourself permission to take it seriously, because you're actually probably doing more harm by ignoring it than good. It's probably causing you more duress in your life to try to run away from your inclinations and deny or ignore your inclinations or dismiss them than it would be to just acknowledge them. Even if you don't choose to use them or act on them, that's the thing. These abilities are yours. And once you acknowledge them and start being conscious, intentional about your work with them, that also means you can be intentional about turning them off. And this is coming from somebody who viewed these abilities as a bit of a curse for a good portion of their life. Because if you're not intentional, if you're not conscious, then you start feeling things like collective grief and collective rage on behalf of the collective because you're tapped in. And if you don't realize you're tapped in, you're gonna be feeling this grief and this rage in the background. Your spirit self is gonna be experiencing it and trying to deal with it. And your human self, if you acknowledge it and see what's happening, it becomes a lot more comfortable to deal with. But if you are trying to ignore it and you just hear the spirit world making a racket up here, you're gonna go crazy because you're gonna be like, I feel like there's a racket somewhere, but there's no racket anywhere. And that's why people have this like such a disconnect between feeling calm in one sense and very crazy in another sense. There's also nuance and degrees to all of this and levels of connection and areas of the energy that you're able to tap into. And again, once you become intentional, it becomes a lot easier to sift these out and know what they are. In the human, in the 3D, there are a lot of panic. There's a lot of panic and chaos happening down here, right? Personally, for me, spiritually, I feel a lot of peace and a lot of calm and positive energy coming from my spiritual self, which has created a disconnect, and that my physical self feels very amped up and like something is wrong, but my spiritual self intuitively knows all is well and we are exactly on plan. I also intuitively and telepathically pick up on the energy of others, other people, and others in the collective. And there are many who are not in tune with their intuition and do not have that grounding feeling deep in them that all is well and everything is going according to plan. Their lack of their acknowledgement of that intuitive part causes panic and duress. The people who are only living in the 3D right now are the ones who are most afraid. Those of us who can tap into both are literally like having to manage this tightrope act that's going on, which could also explain the feeling of switching back and forth between timelines, like others have been saying in the comments. In that you may feel more connected to the lower energy of the third dimension that's very chaotic and scared right now. And then sometimes you may be tapping into the secure, sure, calm, intuitive energy. And sometimes you might be tapping into the energy of the action and the movement that's going on in order to have this all happen in the third dimension. So as you're feeling tapped in, and those of you who are being impacted by this is where you get intentional. When you feel these emotions come up, ask yourself if they are yours or if they're the collective's. If they are that panicked, overwhelmed, scared feeling, and you do feel like it's coming from the collective, it's an opportunity for you to transmute it. You're taking on work as a light worker here to take that negative energy on behalf of the community and process it within yourself for the betterment of us all. And that processing can literally just be surviving through it. And if that's all you can do is survive through it and not hurt yourself or others, you're still successful. But once you realize that this discomfort and this pain and grief and anger isn't yours, and you can become intentional with it, you can actually start to transmute. That's where alchemy comes in. That is where you take it and turn it into something entirely new. You feel into this collective grief and rage, and you transmute it to the third dimension and create a picture. Make a painting, sing a song, learn an instrument, journal, scream out into the woods, connect with the people in your life, connect with people online. Any method that you choose, as long as you're intentional with where and how you choose to wield it, it becomes so much more manageable and can actually become something beautiful. So if you're feeling impacted by this, how are you going to transmute this energy today? Where are you going to put it? And if you're just surviving through it, thank you for surviving through it. But if you have it in you to transmute it, make a cup of tea and sip the tea, knowing that it's there to help ease you from this. That's transmutation, self-care. Don't be afraid of your abilities. Learn how to use them. We're here for a reason.
Yes, I know. I'm watching all day because I can handle it. So I'm keeping an eye out for the ones in the comments that are like, don't forget about this and don't forget. Trust me, personally, yeah, I'm keeping an eye out all day because I can handle it. But I understand that a lot of other folks, that's not something they can handle today. So I do have to be mindful of everyone in that sense. So while I'm not interested in spreading like despair and whatnot, I'm okay if you got to take a breather. I'm going to be watching for the rest of the day because, yeah, I need to see it all the way through before I will definitively, personally be like, okay, yeah, fuck this. But for the rest of y'all that are like, nope, I'm out and turn it off. I want to go home and cry. Why fight back? What's the point? Woe is me, like all that, because I am seeing it. Like, it's cool if you want to hop in and be like, I'm sad right now. I'm disappointed. I get it. But apathy and compliance, still not allowed. Okay, what's the point? Still not allowed. Why should we even bother? Still not allowed. That's pushing for compliance and apathy. We don't do that here. Okay, we're not complying and we're not apathetic. But yeah, I'm going to be watching all day because, just in case. Just in case. But for everyone else, take your breather. And yeah, I'm still right here. And if we got to get petty and push back, then that's what we do. If it's up to us, then it's up to us. And we can talk. I will vent plenty about everything that I'm disappointed in. but I will still be geared up and ready to go. Do you understand?
Yep, we had 248 years of democracy, and today we entered a fascist dictatorship. Because make no mistake, by the end of the day, we will be a fascist state. And I'm going to have somebody in here, owning the libs. You owned yourself. You owned your fucking self. And the sad thing is that you guys are so fixated on him that you don't even see that you fucked over your neighbors, you fucked over family members, you fucked over everybody. And if you think that this will only be 4 years, it won't be. He told you he rigged an election, they still swore him in. Do you not get it? We're never voting again. We're never going to vote again. You fucked yourselves because we're probably never going to actually see or taste freedom, possibly again in our lifetimes, but it's going to take the better part of the rest of our lives to fix this. We are owned by Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg now. Our gas is going to go up 20%, probably overnight, if not by the end of the business day, because, oh yeah, that 20% tariff that he's about to sign is going to apply to gas. I don't want to hear a fucking thing for the next however long about the prices of goods because you did it to yourselves. I don't want to hear it. Because you traded the rights of the people that share your country and you traded your children's futures for fucking egg prices, you stupid fucks. It's just... I don't know. I don't know what to say other than it's done. Everybody that was in my comment section saying they're not going to do anything, you guys were right. Congratulations. Congratulations, you guys were right. Cool. Got it.
First of all, let me say this. The Confederacy existed until it didn't. Why doesn't it exist anymore? Because it subverted constitutional supremacy. As such, the Jack Smith report proves that the bare minimum, Donald Trump is not qualified to be president. He should not have been qualified to even run. He is an illegitimate head of state. And I want you to know today in this swearing in, the rule of law did not fail us. You know who failed us? Politicians, the Democratic Party. And I'm willing to be wrong in the reality in where something is done post this, right? However, he becomes the head of the three-letter agencies. People don't think that the president has control over them, that they have influence over them. And you'll be wrong. You'll be wrong. They do have control and influence over the three-letter agencies, which means that if Biden's three letters didn't do it, why would Trump's? He has immunity now, which means that law didn't fail you. The Democratic Party did. And unless something is done, it means the Democratic Party refused to protect the United States Constitution, and therefore, it is null.
Well, it's official. The ceremony is finished. DJT is now in charge again. No objections, and they did it with a smile on their face. Everybody on the blue team that was there, the fact that they walked him into office with a smile on their face, clapping, chanting USA. Oh, no. That just showed me once and for all that we really don't have a Democratic Party. I was talking to my friend. I'll say his name. I was talking to John. And it's funny, months ago, when I was doing all of this, I showed him all the evidence that we gathered up. And he said something then that hasn't changed. This was back in November. He said, "You're right, but I don't expect anything to happen from the people who can do something about it." He said that in November, and I fought him on that for months. And you know what he said? He said, okay, today, when he does get sworn in, come back to me, and he will open up his arms. Well, looks like I gotta go Tell him he's right. But here's the thing, and I want you guys to know something once and for all. What happened today does not mean you were wrong. What happened today means I was wrong. I was wrong for expecting the people in power to uphold the Constitution and defend democracy. They didn't. That Constitution, that's just paper now. The America that you once knew, oh, that's done. Maybe it's always been done. Maybe the oligarchs have always been in charge and we're now just seeing it. But this idea that we live in a democracy now, it's over with. They watch democracy die with a smile on their face. And so now that the empire is here, the content will change. We have become the resistance. And we are going to be a nuisance. I am ready to be petty. This is not the country that I was hoping we would be living in, especially this point in my time, this point in my life. But what can you do? The evidence, the facts, math, history, logic, it's all there. You're not wrong. But my mistake was expecting anyone to do anything about it. When in reality, the only people that can do something about it is us, because we are America. So, where do we go from here? Give me a second to figure that out. I gotta figure it out. But for now, do know one thing and one thing alone. You were not wrong. You were not wrong. We were wrong to expect the people in power to do their due diligence under God's eyes. We were wrong about that. And if I gave you faith that was going to happen and you want to hate me, go for it. Go crazy in the comments. Go crazy. I'm pretty sure MAGA's going to go crazy. Oh, you were wrong. Go crazy. But one thing is for sure. You know what the facts are. You know what the evidence said. You saw that Agent Smith report. You know what happened. So how's about we all do what we gotta do to console each other, open our hands, open our hearts, open our minds. And then when it's time, we hit the streets and we fight. Because it's looking like we're going to have to fight. So, regardless of what happened today, please know one thing. Trust your gut. Stay hopeful. And you're not crazy. I swear to God, you're not crazy.
Okay, I free shot this like 10 times because somebody's watching a movie. Anyway, I don't think that it was for nothing. I think that Biden and Kamala set the table for if DOJ, DNI, FBI react. I think it's, I really do wholeheartedly think that maybe that they had expected action and were baffled as well with non-action. I don't know. We probably won't know for a while. If ever. But just know that, technically speaking, this is kind of like a right-wing takeover. It's kind of like when, you know, the mustached German was elected to power because he was duly elected. Slowly consolidated power. We're going to see that happen now here. I have a feeling that the marginalized population is going to be migrants. I know that people don't care. They want this. I just hope you guys get what you voted for, but I do think that the double talk and everything from them was probably well-founded. It probably wasn't just for funsies. It probably was hoping to facilitate a change hoping to facilitate an agency and allow them to do their job. They might be just as gobsmacked as we are. I don't know. She looked pretty fucking angry at that ceremony, though, I have to say. She looked pissed. So part of me is thinking that they thought it was going to go differently, and they were just as shocked as all of us are.
Okay, it's midnight before the big day, and I just had to come on here for a couple of reasons. I've been, there's been a lot of exciting information I've been finding, a lot of rumors on these TikTok streets. So I don't know if you all have heard about this execute order that Blue Emperor decided just absolutely had to be signed in the 11th hour on the night before he's supposedly leaving office. Why on earth is he signing new documents in the 11th hour that specifically have to do with what to do in an emergency when you have to reorganize the leadership structure of the realm? It's very exciting. I think this is very exciting. And add to that the confessions. Okay, you must have seen Empress CJJ by now, and Raw Cognizance, and a few others talking about how dude admitted to finagling and named names. I mean, how crazy is that? Crazy good. And I just want to remind people that a certain someone, a certain dreaming woman, who you may know by the name of Ethical Psychic, actually said weeks ago that he was going to get up in front of his followers and confess. I'm just saying. We have every reason to be feeling good right now and hopeful about tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to go live tomorrow on YouTube. I went live today on YouTube by accident. And it was a lot of people there. So I'm going to go live again tomorrow, and I'm going to see if I can get some other dreaming women to join me. I got to figure out the guest mode between now and then. So check me out over there, because apparently going live is not really an option over here anymore. So sad. All right, sweet dreams of Lotus Queens. Good morning, it's the 20th, and I woke up so excited. I am just ready. Didn't really sleep much. There were quite a few of us up here all night, posting in the wee hours, scrolling in the wee hours. But I did eventually have to go to sleep because I'm at my sister's house and I'm in the bed with her and she was sleeping. So I had to keep it quiet. But I'm really excited. I woke up singing Celebration. Now, I can't sing, so I probably shouldn't sing it for you. But you know that song, Celebrate Good Time? Oh, yeah, that one. It's going to be awesome. And did you see that Mystic Shadow, my new favorite pendulum person, she just pendulum checked again and got the same thing. And then I just saw C Magic. Oh, no, I forgot how to say her name. Okay, there's a creator who... Sea Magic Medium? Okay, I'll go look it up. Sea Witch Mystic. Okay, she's one of the people I follow. She just did a pendulum check today too and got the same thing. Lotus, POTUS, no naked emperor, truth coming out. Yes. So I'm not really even, I'm not dressed or anything. I just had to jump on here real quick because I'm so excited. And I've already checked out Raw Cognizance. He's on the job. Oh, and he just told us Jackie Singh is now on this platform. So that's really exciting. And oh my God, she's beautiful. And our Empress is on here holding our hand, telling us don't be doom doom and gloom, and she's already hyping us up. Nina, our witchy aunt, is on here giving us some positive vibes. Oh, and Sea Witch Mystic, you should go listen to her post because she just did like an energy, like a breathing energy healing thing, really short, but it was just perfect. We all need it, so go and get that. Oh, and Alyssa, Intuition Influencer, has already been on this morning up in Canada, and she's putting her good vibes in, and she just affirmed that we're all going to be doing a live together and dancing. She's getting the soundtrack ready. So people, get your songs ready, because I'm planning to go live on YouTube and try to invite as many dreaming people up to join me. And I also need help with that because I went live on YouTube for the first time yesterday, and I'm still learning it, but we're going to be celebrating together. So look for me over there. I don't know the time yet because I feel like we have to see what plays, like when we get the news to know when to like get together, but I'm working on it.
Hey. Hi. Just wanted to get on real quick and say, I am just as shocked as you are. I am. I also wanted to get on here and let you know I'm not hiding my head in shame. I am in confusion and I am processing. But I did get on just barely. I was on live with Spirituality with Sam. It was on her channel, and Ethical Psychic was with us as well. So if you didn't catch that, go ahead and either jump in if they're still in now, or she'll post the replay when it's over. All of us intuitives that I'm personally in contact with in the 4am Club, we have circled the wagons, we've gathered together, and we're all processing this in real time, because while we are intuitives, we are also humans who live in a reality that we have to deal with. And I will say that of the ones I've spoken to this morning, all of us feel exactly the same. We are very confused. And that's because we truly have gotten the same answers over and over and over. Now, I understand that people are scared, hurt, and angry, and a lot of you will take that out on me. I understand that. I absolutely understand the position you're in, and you have a right to whatever process you want to have. And I can remember times in my past where I had a major crisis of faith, when I had trusted a spiritual message and felt completely betrayed and let down by that message. I absolutely know what that feels like, and it is devastating and it is gut-wrenching. But I can tell you, because I've been through that more than once, I have been through some spiritual deconstruction in my day, believe you me. I've been through that, and I know how it feels, and I know how dark and how ugly it is. But I also know that going through those periods, those dark nights of the soul, is where I gained my most strength. Now, I could leave it at that and say I'm just as confused as you are, and I have no idea, and I guess we'll take things as they come. I understand if you don't want to ever trust a psychic again. That's okay. That's okay. But again, in the interest of being honest and being transparent, you guys know I try to be transparent. I just want to direct us to a few things. First of all, that I cannot explain why I received the same answer over and over and over again. And that's because I've tried all along to delineate between what I'm getting, what my human mind is processing, and what spirit is giving me. And so I can answer for like the things where I went on little journeys and I imagined that I, maybe got hyped on something, an Easter egg or something. I could answer for that. But I cannot answer for what spirit gave me. I don't know why they gave me the same answer over and over again. But more to the point, why did so many of us get the same thing? There's been this little human thought this whole time where I have wondered and feared that maybe the reason that we had this incredible 4am wake-up call is because we're going to go through some rough times, and then we'll eventually get the thing. And so enough people needed to have that message so we could hold the faith. And I don't know if it's helpful or hurtful to then say that at this point, but I'm giving you my insights as to what I'm processing right now. And the other honesty, like, I don't know why I still feel calm. I don't know why. I don't know why I still feel calm. I don't know why this feels unfinished. I don't know why I would have been given that answer to then be right about everything else along the way, but not this. Now, something else we talked about in our live is the fact that people have accused us of grifting. People have accused us of doing this for likes, of doing this for money. Listen, I'm not monetized. I'm not getting paid. I'm not even doing private sessions right now. And I've been doing my group circles at $5 a piece. That is absurdly low. I am not doing this for money. And if I was doing this for clout, do you know, and for money, either way, do you know what a risk I took to do it? I've said to my husband months ago, like clear back in the beginning, when my page was taking off and I went from 7,000 followers to just up and up and up, I was saying what's going to happen is either I'm going to be proven right and I'll get to write my ticket anywhere in the world as a psychic, or I will be proven wrong and I will never work as a psychic again. I have faced all of these things. I have gone through all possible scenarios. I've been through this in my human mind 1,000 different ways. And I knew that and I took that risk anyway. That is how certain I was that these messages were from spirit and needed to be delivered. I would not take that risk were I not certain. Now, as to what that means for the immediate and long-term future, I don't know. I haven't gotten additional insight at this moment. And if I suddenly lose all of my followers and you lose all your faith in intuition at this point, I don't know what to tell you. I will face and accept that. If I get new insights that Spirit wants me to share, I absolutely will. And if you choose not to go with me on this journey, I fully understand. I fully understand. We all hurting today. I understand that. But all I can tell you right now, what I feel in my body, it's very strange. It's both a sense of confusion, bafflement, and yet at the same time, I am eerily calm and it feels unfinished. That's all I can tell you. Now, because I have been through this spiritual deconstruction process before that a lot of you are probably going into right now, if I do have any ride or dies who still want to stick around with me and we will get into the healing work, then we'll do what we need to do in the future. Because even though I might have been wrong about this, I still know my shit as a healer. And those of you who have learned from me over the past few months and experienced your own growth and expansion, that is real, and no one can take that away from you. So those of you who want to go along for the journey with me, I will still be here talking about healing, helping us walk through confusing feelings. I will be sharing what I have learned as a healer. And if the rest of all are done with me, I'm at peace with that. And one final thing that I will say, that if this turn of events stands, you're about to see an unleashed feral punk rock Gia. I will not go quietly. I will not go gently into whatever night they try to put us in. If this result stands, and he stood on that stage and he admitted the grift, and our lawmakers let it happen, I will fight with you. I am still here, and I am not giving in. Together, we are powerful, and I am standing right here with you.
If you're feeling helpless, remember this: your state constitution now becomes default, and therefore your state government, more particularly your state's attorney general, your governor, will become your protectors. This means what? Look at my second pin video, but also shout out to Michigan Attorney General. Let's look. This is by the Michigan Attorney General, Dana Nessel. I have grave concerns regarding many of the proposed actions President Trump and those who have been nominated to serve in his administration have publicly promoted. Many of these actions, if implemented, would involve flagrant Violations of the United States Constitution. Remember, even though it is null now, the state constitution is derived from the United States Constitution. So we are in obedience with the Constitution. That would mean that if the federal government is not in alignment to that Constitution, then our connection dissolves. The Administrative Procedures Act and other federal laws and long-held standards and confines by which all public actors must abide. To that end, my department is reviewing each of the executive orders signed by President Trump. The executive order undermining the constitutional amendment providing birthright citizenship to those born in our nation is an affront to the U.S. Constitution, and I am working with my colleagues on pursuing the appropriate legal remedy. While the president has the right to issue executive orders that govern the work of federal agencies, he does not have the unilateral right to take illegal, or in this case, unconstitutional action against American citizens. Listen, we are in a fucking tyranny, okay? This is a dictatorship, and our state governments are our protection. Your attorney general, your governor is your protection. If they refuse to do anything, then you're fucked, right? But if they rise up like the Michigan attorney general, then we can save more. We can leverage our economies as blue states, as states who are resisting against unconstitutional illegal actions from an illegitimate president, and we're capable of actually mitigating the harm that he does. But blue states must stand up. States must stand up and follow suit with Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel, and you must, as long as your state government is fighting for you. That is your government, not the federal government. Your state government is your government. And that is through what? The United States government told us ourselves. Our duty through the Citizens Almanac is what? To support and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That involves against an illegitimate president that is trying to do unlawful, unconstitutional realities. Remember what I told you. The only reality where we are allowed to disconnect from the federal government is where it provokes us. It is provoking us. And in the reality where law does not win, the Attorney General of Michigan cannot get legal remedy because the branches are already bending the knee. That means that law has ended. Law continues to end. What does that mean? When law ends, tyranny begins. It's already beginning with his executive orders, but what does that mean? The absence of law and order is what? Anarchy. Google the White House Constitution, all right? Google and tell me what you see, because you will see this. Donald Trump and Project 2025 are rewriting our Constitution as we speak, and that is thanks to former President Joe Biden and the Decorum National Party. Thank them very much. However, remember that obviously in state and local politics, voting blue and getting blue is extremely important. Otherwise, we don't have that protection. It's that federal government that is useless to us, but state and local is. Our defense.
All right, just a few words. No, I did not watch the speech because I suspected, and apparently it was correct, that he would be using a portion of it to invalidate my existence as a non-binary person. So no, I did not watch the speech, but I just have some thoughts. Hope is still here. She's still here. She's not going anywhere. I think my hope lies in all of us. And I am taking with me the knowledge that they know, they do, and that it is their choice whether or not to do something about it. And today they did not choose to do something about it. But I hope, my hope is that somebody chooses to do something about it. They know. All right, thank you so much, everybody, for being so supportive and encouraging, and I'm so grateful to have been serving you with my hyperfixation. I'm probably still gonna be making a chart here or there, but for my own mental health, I really need to stop spending 12 to 18 hours a day on this, and today was the deadline I had set for myself for that. So it's irregardless of the outcomes of today, I just want to let everybody know that well, this is something that everybody has benefited from, and I'm so happy about that. I do want to just be really clear that autistic hyperfixations can be debilitating, they can be disabling, and for my mental health, I need to step away from it. So thank you again, everybody, so much. We're in this together. I have hope in us. Hope also has hope in us. There's Wizard too. And we're gonna get through this because we have to. So those are my words of wisdom for today.
Okay, I had to stop what I was doing to make this really quickly. To all my comrades in this community, to all my friends, to all the other content creators in this space that help bring hope, some of you, including me, said that this man, DJT, would not touch that office, right? We were wrong. So we came up here and we apologized for that. We owned that. Do not apologize for coming up here and giving these people hope. Actual facts, logic, history, math. Looking at the Constitution, we were the ones that were screaming, hey, the train is heading towards a wall. Let's turn right and left. And we just hit the wall anyways. Don't apologize for that. You are not a bad person. You're appreciated because although I create content, I also watch your content. I'm a fan of all of you. And as a fan, not a friend, but as a fan of all of you, you don't have to apologize for shit at all. You own what you were wrong about, which was we thought he wasn't going to get in. We were wrong about that. They put their hands on the Bible to uphold the Constitution, and we found out that that Constitution is just paper. But we live and we learn. Don't apologize for anything else. Period. And I say that as your friend and also as a fan. Stay hopeful. Trust your gut. And always know you were not wrong and you are not crazy.
Hey, good afternoon from South Jersey. Punch in the stomach, the way things unfolded, not the way I thought. When I saw those people there in the round rotunda, I thought, man, I've hit this shit on the head. All the pigs in the barrel, right? All the pickles in the barrel, all the pigs in the one little pink. It looked just like that round rotunda. Anyway, I wanted to come on here briefly because I'm going to come back tomorrow if you still wanted me to be friends. Don't be mad at me, and I'm not changing my stance. I still have hope. The day is not over. I'm having hopes that the U.S. Marshal Service is going to come to the rescue. That's my hope. Is a crime now been committed because he took the oath? I thought it was to be definitely you had to snag him before he took the oath, but it's kind of good that he did take the oath. You know why? Because that speech said it all. What a bunch of bullshit, lies, and promises that are harmful to the planet and people. I mean, there's nothing good about that speech. It was bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. But that's probably what you're thinking about me. And I'm sorry if you do. But I'm never going to give up hope. And I was not being distrustful with you. I was speaking from the heart. And I was sure that when they were in that rotunda, I went, man, it's going to go down. But it's not. It hasn't yet, but things are still unfolding. The day is not done. I'm going to sit and continue to watch this, that, and the other. I think I'm going to get off the news. Dude, I got a headache from just watching CBS and Channel 6. They're all like just so full of shit. I think all media has been skewed. They're talking about what a great Vice President Vance is going to be and about Donald Trump's agenda and how it's going to... I mean, it was just so bizarre. Just so bizarre. Anyway, I'm not engaging the MAGA anymore. I got kicked off of TikTok for responding. I made a very heated video and I got warned, and then I made it softer video, but it was warned again. And when I made a third one, they booted me. And man, I was like, damn, I couldn't even talk to you guys, right? Picture how I felt for the past day. And then I wrote them an appeal explaining that, MAGA had been contacting me at my home and they made threats against my life and they made threats against my mom. So, I've learned a lesson. Please forgive me, TikTok. I'd like to remain solvent on the platform. And I just, I want to be with you guys. So anyway, probably you guys don't want to talk to me anymore. I hope so. I'm still going to come on here. I don't care if, I don't care. I do care. But if you drop me, I don't blame you. I don't have any problem saying I was wrong. But guess what? Hope will still be alive, and I'm going to hold on. I'm not wrong yet. The sun is still shining. The day is not over. I will continue to hope until the sun sets. And then guess what? When I wake up, I'll still keep hoping. I'll never stop hoping. I will always hope. And it didn't unfold exactly as I thought, but things are going to still go on. We're going to see more, and I believe that goodness will prevail. That's going to be me. I believe good will overcome. And that one, there were so many different preachers, but the one black guy, whatever style it is now. My friends always picked their hair. They always had nice little fros and stuff. He had like one of them, little cauliflower. And I'm not cracking on him as being black or having, cauliflower head, but Jesus, did he go overboard with the free at last, trying to imitate Dr. Martin Luther King? That was a little over the top. I was waiting for a lightning bolt to hit his ass. They all just want to look at God. Even all the other, listening to the other priests too, they're sounding all hypocritical. He just sounded more hypocritical, more ridiculous. And that's not a racial thing. It's just observing he was a black guy that just went over the top. Get over it. Anyway, I'm punched in the stomach. It's 421. And I think I'm going to go 420. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. The day isn't done. The day is still unfolding. And if you guys want to, if you're upset with me and you're angry with me, it's a big punch in the stomach for everybody at this point right now, today, at this time. But the day is not over. I will not give up hope, and I ask you not to too.
Yep. There's a reason I never took that sign down. There was never a reason to. Peace out.
Okay, I had my food, I had my puff, and I had time to sift through it, and I'm going to give it a second. I'm going to give it a day, maybe two if I can manage it, to let the dust settle a little bit, because it is true, and I want the thing in the back of my head to shut up, and it's going to take like a day or two for it to shut all the way up. The logic half of my brain is like, don't worry, I'm ready. All the doomsdayers are already in my inbox and tagging me on stuff. They can't wait for me to start doing doomsday shit. They're like, when are you gonna start being negative? Like, okay, hold on, all right? Why are you guys so hungry for dystopian shit? I can go there, okay? Trust me, just hang on. But that little tiny like 5% nugget that's in there is like, I mean, technically, in order to make the thing null and void, there had to be a butt in the seat first, as much as you didn't want that one because it involves trusting the process, and I don't trust the process. So that's where I'm at with that, and that's why I'm going back and forth. I don't trust the process, but it would be needed. And then I kind of wonder if that's part of the reason for some of the scaffolding, including those last minute pardons, etc. It was almost kind of like this next piece is a risk, a jump. It's dependent upon someone else doing what they're supposed to do. And that's a risk, because if someone else doesn't do what they're supposed to do, that's the ball game. So I'll give it a day. That also gives them time to really realize what they bought, and for them to shake off the dopamine of the team thing, because they get so stuck on that, I want to win and I want to be on the winning team and you don't want to be a loser, and the dopamine hit of that they forget about all the shit that they don't like, that they didn't ask for, that they themselves were mad about not too long ago, but they're going to remember again really, really quickly. And at that point, it's going to get bad for them, because they have no one left to blame but themselves. They own everything and they are fully accountable, and they don't actually like that. So sure, I'll give it a day, maybe two, let the dust settle, see if anything pops out, let them figure out what they bought and start to feel the heat a little bit, and then sure, we can run on here, okay? I can talk about all the doomsday processes and how it works, and then we can also be petty as fuck and get ready to push back, because again, and no matter what, we are not complying. The regime requires compliance. Capiche?
Hey, Blue Lulus. How you doing? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry if what I've said and done in the last couple of months has caused you any sort of irreparable harm. I said from the beginning that was never my intention, and I continue to stand by that. And if you're feeling a pain now that could have been lessened by not believing what I believed, then I'm so sorry. But I promise you it wasn't for views. It wasn't for notoriety. It wasn't for fame. I'm not famous. 40,000 followers. It's nothing close to famous, but I just want you to know that, like, everything I said to you, I believed. I believed it with my whole heart. I saw the data. I saw the evidence. I saw the motive, the means, the opportunity, and I truly felt like the people who promised us, put their hands on a Bible and swore to God that they would uphold their most sacred vow would do it. And they didn't. I'm so sorry. I remember a while back reading about pain and grief and discomfort, and the article that I was reading said that, like, if you're going through a breakup or you've lost a friend and you feel like nothing makes sense, it's probably because whatever they did to you, you never would have done to them. And that's exactly how I feel. If given all the information that we had, just historically on its face, if given the way that the Joker has moved around the world before this, even if nothing else was true, the fact that you would just assume and not double check and hand us over to him, and Thanos, like, I literally never would have done that. I would have straight up burned at one of these before I would have done that to you. But they don't feel that way, and that really, really hurts. So what's next? I have no idea. I don't know that I can continue to be blue anything. I feel like today it's going to take me a couple of days to process, because I can't decide if it's worth putting my money and time and effort and energy into anything that has to do with any of them. Like, even the people I love, like Bernie and AOC, like, I don't know that I could continue to put my energy behind them, because when push came to shove, they walked away from us. I don't know. Me and the Dems are on a break. And not a cute break where we're still friends with benefits, like we're no contact right now. And I can't spend the next 4 years talking about how horrible the Joker is. I think that would just eat me up inside. And I have kids, they're 3 and 5 years old, and they need me. They need me. And so I can't really put myself in extreme risk, knowing that I could put their ability to have their mom here and around and present and not in jail at risk for them. So what else do you guys want to hear? I'm still very interested in making a 2025 bingo card. Now that we know what happened today, maybe it opens some pathways. It doesn't have to all be bad stuff. It could be funny things too, like a thematic return of Eric Von Detten. That would make me happy. Return of the Choco Taco. That would make me happy. Maybe they'll bring back Mervin's. You remember Mervin's? I love that shit. But when I started my channel, it was actually called Goosebumps with Gretchen, because I love to think about things that, like, inspire our wonder. So I talked about stories that were spooky, stories that were really sweet, and stories that were of extreme coincidence, so that when you heard them, they gave you goosebumps. Like, would you like me to go back to talking about those? You can scroll down, like way down, and watch my super cringy videos about that, and let me know if that's something that you'd be interested in. There's always the aliens. I think that we'll have a lot of new content about that. But I do know I don't want to lose you, because as I've always said, you guys are my silver lining. I love you so much, and I don't want to lose you, but I also, I don't know how blue I can be right now. So if you have any predictions for the bingo card, if you have any ideas of what you'd like for me to talk about soon, I also love spirituality. I love anything glitch in the matrix, anything otherworldly. I mean, we're spoiled for choice in terms of content. So let me know what you think about that. And even if it's not on one team or another, I believe in the goodness of you. I believe in the goodness of people overall, and does not have to exist within a red or a blue system, okay? And this morning we talked about some quotes from Martin Luther King's I've Been to the Mountaintop speech, and I'm going to leave you with one more. He says, now we're going to march again, and we've got to march again, in order to put the issue where it's supposed to be, and force everyone to see that there are 1,300 of God's children here suffering, sometimes going hungry, going through the dark and dreary nights, wondering how things are going to come out. That's the issue. And we've got to say to the nation, we know how it's coming out. For when people get caught up with that which is right, and they are willing to sacrifice for it, there is no stopping point short of victory. And I hope for a victory for you, however big, however small. If it's the laugh of your children, if it's a hug from your loved one, if it's a promotion, if it's a lottery win, I don't know, but I want to hear your wins. I want to hear your fucking hoorays, okay? Because I'm here with you. I want to celebrate with you wherever we can, and I love you so much, and I don't want to lose you. So, I know that your heart is hurting right now. So is mine. But I love you so much. And as always, keep your eyes up. Keep your feet on the ground. I'll see you next time.
So I love how people are already accusing me of spreading false hope. I didn't. I analyzed data. I looked at the laws. Anybody else would have been held accountable. I cannot think of another single solitary human being in the entirety of our country that has skated the law like this man has. Like, that is why I'm mad. I'm mad because now I have to deal with the ramifications of the fact that apparently we just let him do whatever the hell he wants to do, and he gets away with it every time. The truth of the matter is, everybody wants to blame Harris and Biden. They did not have the ability to intervene. They have a very specific set of rules, none of which are to arrest him for crimes. It is literally to facilitate third-party agencies to do that. That is how it works. Do I think it's stupid? It doesn't matter what I think, but sure. Do I think he could have, did I want him to do something? Yeah. But I also know that it's like asking, expecting Santa to bring Cookie Monster with him. It just doesn't work like that. You're expecting a thing that isn't going to happen. So what I'm saying is that let's be mad at the right people. Be mad at the miscarriage of justice. Be mad at the fact that they've subverted the Constitution, which could cause a kerfluffle of epic proportions in future dates. I'm mad that Justice Roberts subverted his own oath. I'm mad in general. I'm mad that the checks and balances, that we just disregarded them. I'm mad. But I'm not mad at Kamala and Biden. There's literally nothing else they could have done. They did everything they could. Being mad at the players doesn't always work out. Sometimes you have to get mad at the fact that the game is set up stupid, that the fact that the shit is rigged, that the fact that the man could stand on a stage, say that he stole it, and it still doesn't fucking matter. That's a problem to me. We expect people to uphold the law as it's written. When they don't, we all lose, and people like Donald Trump are allowed to exist then, because we're just not going to enforce shit. Be mad at Merrick Garland. Be mad at the head of the FBI. And for fuck's sake, don't fucking obey in advance. And maybe we'll get something, or at least we'll be able to stop the worst of it. I don't know what else to say. But getting mad at me isn't going to do anything. It's just like getting mad at Biden and Harris. They did not do anything. Joe Biden did everything legally he could. But sitting here and saying you'll never refer to a Democrat and you'll never do X, Y, and Z, that's exactly what he wants you to do right now. He wants you to subvert. They want you to feel like this. This is how regimes take over. They want to crush your hope. Don't give it to them. Is it dark right now? Yes. Did we think we saw the stars? We didn't. Just don't let them take that, because then you're just obeying in advance. You're just following right in line. You're doing what they want you to do. Stay mad. Stay focused. And we cannot We have to watch everything that they do. That is why I wanted him to not be president. I wanted to check out. I'm just as tired as y'all. We've been doing this for 10 fucking years. It gets old. It gets tiring. I get it. But sitting there and screaming at Kamala because she didn't do anything, there's nothing more she could have done. Get mad at Merrick Garland.
Just want to say to all the astrologers and tarot card readers and that girl with the metal poles, you said that he would not be inaugurated, and you lied, and I am mad at you.